You want?
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the brand new edition of first episode of the NFL on ABSN. We are your guys for morning content, and we're going to run down all the NFL preseason action here in our initial episode. But before I do, man, shout out to the chat, shout out to the fans, and shout out to my bro from another Mo, Big Pat, man. What's good with you, man? Talk to the people.
Man, not much, man. A lot of preseason action happening this week, especially yesterday. We called the Giants-Jets game, man. The Falcons played the Titans. The Lions played the Dolphins. Man, we're going to get into it, man. Battle of the Bay Area, Las Vegas versus the 49ers. We're going to get a lot to it, man. It's going to be highlights. It's going to be a lot of action in the NFL on ABSN, man. Going to be the hottest pregame show before your Sunday action. Hey, we're going to get it started in the preseason. Give you a little, pregame to the pregame. So, hey, this is the NFL on ABSN. We'll be right back after the intro. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Runchy K, the Raisin Man.
All right, man. We are back, man. Let's set the stage here with some of the action as we get into it, man. We're going to start with the Rams and Chargers. It was
Yeah, it is. Rams Chargers. Yeah, we are going to start with the Rams Chargers.
But here's the thing, Pat. When we talk about these preseason games, you're not necessarily looking for the score. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for more or less to see what a lot of these young players are doing. You want to see what some of the players coming back from injury are doing, so on and so forth. So that's kind of what you're looking for in a preseason game. It's preseason. Again, when my man say practice. It's practice. But you do have some things to watch for. And this game right here, man, with the Chargers and Rams, man, we're going to get into this right now, bro. But talk to him, man. Show him what you got, man.
All right, we're going to go through the highlights of the Rams versus the Chargers. Hey, listen, man, this game started off, as you see, Rams up 10-9 over the Chargers. Trey Lance in the pocket. Trey Lance throws it deep to another Trey Harris from Ole Miss. Getting in there, catching the ball down to the 1 yard line, man. And Trey Harris is going to be a top receiver for this team here soon. Chargers punching in for the touchdown to take the lead over the Rams. Hey, Rams come back. Stetson Bennett back in the pocket, looking down the field and hits Mr. Williams for the touchdown. And the Rams are back in business. Hey, doing the old Antonio Brown in the end zone. Getting busy, man. Get you a roster spot, man. Preseason action is live and ready. Hey, Chargers defense stifles. Rams punt the ball to Mr. guiding himself for the Chargers. The rookie gets to the outside and returns it all the way back to the end zone for the Chargers, and they win that game against the Rams. Hey, NYG, tell them about the stats, man.
Well, when you get into it, man, the star of the show here was Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett, 28 out of 40, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick, 108 quarterback rating. A lot of eyes on Trey Lance. Trey Lance, 7 out of 15, 121 yards for the Chargers. No touchdowns, no sacks for Mr. Lance. Of course, Justin Herbert not getting much action in this game. Only 2 out of 5, 46 yards, 9.2 yards an attempt. Leading rusher for the Chargers here was Trey Lance. Imagine that. Trey Lance, leading rusher and leading passer. So Trey doing Trey-like things out there. But Jaquez Hunter, the leading runner for the Chargers, man. 15 carries, 55 yards on the ground. But this game right here, man, when you're looking at the receiving corps, Brandon Presley for the Rams, leading 6 catches, 102 yards, and Trey Harris for the Chargers, 8 catches, 85 yards on the night. And that's it, man. That's really it, man. Looking at the defense real quick, you got 2 sacks by the Chargers. The Rams here. My fault. 2 sacks by the Rams, both by Brennan Jackson. So Brennan Jackson, number 44 for the Rams, a player to keep your eye on, doing some things out there for Los Angeles. Going over to the other Los Angeles team, the Chargers. Chargers, 86 total tackles, 46 solo, had 1 sack and 2 pass defense. So, again, folks, a lot of this is about some of the individual stars and some of the individual standouts in these preseason games. And honestly, what do you think about Stetson Bennett, Pat? Talk to him about Stetson Bennett, and because he lit it up. He lit it up today for the Rams. And questions about Matthew Stafford. Questions about Matthew Stafford's health. Is there something here with Stetson?
It's gonna have to be. Stetson Bennett coming out of Georgia doesn't have the strongest arm, but he was known to be very accurate at Georgia, and very sound with the football. Now, the last preseason, man, he was throwing interceptions left and right, but he's came back this preseason. Look like he's developed a little bit, and they may need him to step up sooner than they think, because Matthew Stafford is having issues with his back, and I just think that he's gonna have to step up tremendously for this Rams team in order for them to, have a decent season if Matthew Stafford is not up to par by the beginning of the season. So they're gonna need Stetson Bennett, and he actually played pretty well. I think he threw 3 touchdowns. Only 1 interception, 28 of 40 for, 324 yards. So I think he did very well, and I think he's gonna be needed, man, because it's something about that back injury for the old man, Matthew Stafford, getting up there about 38, 39 years old. It's gonna be a problem going into the season. So hopefully Stafford does get back before the season. But if not, Stetson Bennett's going to have to step up, man. For real.
Most definitely, bro. What about Trey Lance? Because Trey Lance been bouncing around here for the just given from a Chargers standpoint, looking at Trey Lance. Can he salvage anything? This kid's been bouncing around now in the league for a while now. Can Can he salvage anything here with the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh?
I think that he's with a true quarterback whisperer in Jim Harbaugh. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is the best I've seen Trey Lance look in his whole career. The previous preseason game, he looked sharp. This game, he looked pretty sharp when it came down to it, when they needed him to pass to Trey Harris down the sidelines, man. These are some of the passes that you thought Trey Lance would be doing when he got drafted to the 49ers, I believe number 3 overall about 4 years ago. But I think Trey Lance is going to get a resurgence with Jim Harbaugh and maybe make it to where he can still be in the league. He won't be out the league because his trajectory after the Cowboys looked like he was going to be out the league.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he would be a serviceable backup at the very least after getting with Jim Harbaugh, man. Shout out to Trey Lance. He's really turned it around.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Trey Lance. But we're gonna switch gears here. And get into the Titans Falcons matchup here. Titans and Falcons. Yeah, man. This one was interesting too.
All right, so we about to get into the Titans and the Falcons, man, right here on the NFL ABSN.
Hit that like button.
And Cam Ward hits his receiver going down the sideline. Boy. Cam Ward's been playing pretty good this preseason, man, but Cam Ward didn't get any points on that drive. Hey, but the Titans said, we got your back, Cam Ward. Pick 6, sticking it to himself right there, and the Falcons throwing the pick 6 there. Cam Ward in the pocket, throws it deep over the middle and gets the touchdown right there to his tight end. Helm, man, he held that to the helm for the touchdown. Hey, the Falcons bounce back, get a running back that's trying to make a team, and he takes it all the way to the house, man. 13-10, the Titans over the Falcons at this point in the game. And this was a good game, man. When you watch that on NFL Network, all right, the Titans come back, give it to their running back, and he takes it to the end zone to go up 20-13. And the Falcons and the Titans got busy that game. And let's get to the stats of that game, man. What did the Falcons and the Titans do with the Titans winning 23-20 over the Falcons?
Yeah, looking at the stats, man, just looking at the stat leaders here. Braylon Allen, man, 11 out of 14, 119 yards, 1 touchdown for Tennessee. Mims, that's Jordan Mims. Jordan Mims, 12 carries for 50 yards, 4.2 on the ground, leading Tennessee. And receiving, Gunnar Helm, 4 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown for the Titans. Going over to the Falcons side of the football, Easton Stick. Stick 'em up. 19 out of 32, 173 yards, 5.4 yard average. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Nathan Carter getting busy out there for Atlanta on the ground. 9 carries, 63 yards, 7 yards, and attempt, 1 TD. And leading the Falcons in receiving, Chris Blair, 3 receptions, 78 yards, and a touchdown. But what did you see from Cam Ward, man? Let's talk a little bit about Cam Ward, because somehow the number 1 pick in the draft is going under the radar. That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's going under the radar. That is absolutely crazy. And it's because of the hype of Shedeur Sanders. The whole Shedeur Sanders versus Jackson Dart thing is going strong. You know what I'm saying? But that is crazy. Cam Ward going under the radar. And let's be honest with you. I think Cam Ward is in a pretty good situation over there with the Tennessee Titans. But he's going to have to build some rapport with his receivers like Gunnar Helm, who's going to play a good role for them going into the season. I always forget that tight end's name, Oklahoma.
Oh
something
yeah,
like that. Or Conco or something like that. It's a crazy day, man. Give us over here at the ABSN, man. We are bad pronouncing those. Conco, I think that's what his name is. But he's gonna have to build rapport with people like Alec Ayamana, the rookie receiver out of Stanford, Calvin Ridley. Will Xavier Restrepo play a bigger role since he is a college teammate of his, man? But Cam Ward, this preseason game with 2 for 7, 42 yards, not what you want to see from the number 1 pick overall, but it is preseason. Brandon Allen held it down, got a touchdown and an interception, but it's just for some reason, I think that works in his favor, NYG. Him not being in the spotlight because of people like Shedeur Sanders and our boy with the Giants, Jackson Dart. I think he's going to fly under the radar pretty much the whole season. It's going to allow him to develop without having that huge pressure on him.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this Titans team, and we did it in our previews show, I think this team is an underrated team, and not Cam Ward not having that pressure will allow him to play freely, man, and it lets the team around him play freely. I think they got some pieces over there with the Titans. But let's flip it over to the Falcons. Of course, Michael Penix Jr. not playing in this one. Easton Stick getting the start here, but what's your thoughts on this Falcons team? What you've seen from them so far in the preseason? Looks like they're gonna be able to run the football, man. They got this kid Carter, and they got my man Bijan Robinson over there. He's still doing his thing, man. One of the best running backs in the league. What's your thoughts on the Falcons, man? Can they make any noise in the NFC?
Yes, I think they could challenge the Buccaneers for the top spot in the NFC South. I truly believe that they have weapons out there for Michael Penix Jr. And I think Michael Penix Jr. brings an element to that team that they didn't have last year with Kirk O'Chains, Kirk Cousins. They couldn't throw the ball deep. And he just had no strength in his arm last year because of coming off that Achilles. But Michael Penix Jr. will be able to throw that ball all over the field. Drake London, get him Ray McLeod. They're gonna have some people out there, and it's gonna be dangerous. And you have Bijan Robinson with that good offensive line, with people like Nathan Carter coming off the bench for him, and they have that bruising running back they got. I can't think of his name right now, but he's a great 1-2 punch to Bijan Robinson. And as long as this defense can get pressure on the quarterback on the other side, and this Falcons team puts up points, they get up on you 14-3, 20-10. They're going to be a problem, man, because they got some edge rushers that they drafted that can get after the quarterback. So look out for the Falcons this year, man. Go check out that NFL on ABSN season preview for the Atlanta Falcons, man. We talked about that team going into this season.
I forgot the Titans drafted Dykegate too.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, watch out for Tennessee too.
Yeah.
You might be looking at 2 underrated teams here in this game. 2 teams I think that people might be sleeping on, but they got 2 young quarterbacks, 2 bros over there, Michael Penix and Cam Ward, that can really throw the football. Like both of them quarterbacks, man, they got great arm strength, man. Good stature, good pocket presence, if you may say. Now, we're gonna get into the Cleveland Browns and this game here with the Eagles. Cleveland, man. The Cleveland Browns got a lot going on. So we're gonna talk a little bit in detail about the Browns this episode, because there's a lot going on. As Pat said, they pretty much stole the spotlight from Cam Ward, put all the attention over here on us, man. Allowing Cam Ward and even Jackson Dart to a degree play a little more freely in their current situation. So but cue it up, bro, man. Let's get into this Eagles-Browns game.
All right, we're gonna get into this Eagles-Browns game. Hey, Browns hand it off to the running back and get an early touchdown against the Super Bowl champion Eagles, man. Hey, Dillon Gabriel with the ball rolls out, looking, and throws it to the other team. And guess what? We got another pick six, man. Dillon Gabriel throwing a pick six to Kuba, the new safety from the Texas Longhorns for the Eagles. I think that dude's going to be amazing. Hey, the Eagles down 9-7. Receiver in motion. Quarterback in a shotgun throws it over the middle to Elias Smith, another Smith for the Eagles, making plays and getting touchdowns. And Dillon Gabriel is looking sick. Hey, Browns hand it off to the running back. He gets to the outside, runs all the way down, and he goes. No, he gets caught. So Browns had to settle for they had to turn over on downs, and then the Eagles quarterback Dorian Thompson gets popped, and the Browns return it to the end zone off a fumble recovery. Hey, that game was lit over there in Cleveland. Let's see what they did stats wise.
Yeah, man. So getting into the stats, man, bro. Dillon Gabriel, 13 out of 18, 143 yards. Had the pick six, was sacked 2 times, of course. Up and down, mixed bag for Dillon Gabriel. He is in a fight for that Browns starting quarterback job that is up for grabs to damn near anybody who wants it. I might put in a request to go over there and get it to start play for him. But nevertheless, Pierre Strong Jr., the Browns, getting it done as they usually do on the ground. Strong leading them 13 carries, 89 yards, 6.8 yards a carry. Amani Marshall, 6 carries, 25 yards, and a tutty for the Browns. Total 29 carries, 139 yards, 4.6 yards an attempt. Caden Davis leading Cleveland in receiving, 3 catches, 44 yards. Greg Larvindane, 3 catches, 43 yards, and Jamari Thrash, 4 catches, 43 yards. Everybody getting 43 yards, 44 yards for the Browns. Total 23 catches, 214 yards for Cleveland. Cleveland's defense with 50 total tackles. Of course, they had 1 sack and 6 tackles for losses. 6 quarterback hits, putting pressure on the Eagles quarterbacks who did not perform particularly well. Of course, no Jalen Hurts. Looking at the Eagles, Kyle McCord, 8 out of 16, 47 yards passing. Wow.
Yeah, that's bad.
Dorian Thomas Robinson did not do much better. 5 out of 8, 17 yards and an interception. Ooh, Eagles really struggled this game. 19 carries, 33 yards on the ground. Not much there, led by Montrell Johnson Jr. with 6 carries, 20 yards. Aeneas Smith, 2 catches, 19 yards. Taylor Morin, 3 catches, 16 yards. Terrence Marshall Jr., 2 catches, 15 yards. Of course, these are third stringers and backups for the Eagles in this game. So, yeah, this tells you their backups ain't very good, as people think, I guess. But 72 total tackles. They did have 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, and 6 tackles for loss. But I mean, that's the stat rundown, bro. What did you see? What did you see? Let's start with Philly first, because we're gonna spend some time on the Browns. What did you see from this Eagles team? I mean, it's hard to judge. I know, because they didn't play the starters. Jalen Hurts wasn't in there, but I mean, my God, if this is what's going out there behind Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown and them, woo-wee, they don't look good.
Well, if you're an Eagles fan, I mean, if you had anything to worry about is if all those guys got injured. That's
Yeah.
basically it. If all those guys got injured, then yeah, you might have a major problem. But the Eagles have been pretty much a predominantly healthy team for the past 5 to 6 years. So they really don't get hurt. I think they just had a bad game going into this game. Kyle McCord, I know, is a better quarterback than that. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he just had a bad game. He got popped pretty good on that interception return, though, that pick six. So,
Yeah, he did.
normally you don't see an Eagles offensive line. I don't care what wave of the offensive line you see, second or third string. Normally they don't play bad and let the quarterback get hit the way they were getting hit. But hey, you're allowed to have a bad game coming off a championship season. They're going to want to see more out of A.J. Dillon, though, if he's going to be spot duty to Saquon Barkley when he need that power back to come in there. 3 carries for 7 yards is not what they want to see from A.J. Dillon. But you could look at some things that they do have. Anaya Smith, is a very intriguing receiver, man, because he's fast and he can go out there and there per se, if one Smith gets hurt, another Smith can come in there and do some things for you. We got people like Terrence Marshall, who's on the bench. You have a very good core of receivers, and they got a guy and I think Keelan Robinson that looks like an AJ Brown clone. So it is what it is, man. I wouldn't be worried about this Philadelphia team. If I'm a Philadelphia fan, I'm very confident in going into this season. You got people like Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Jahad Campbell, Azeez Ojulari. You got a lot of people that's coming off the bench going to be playing well for you. So it is what it is, man. It's the preseason. I'm not worried too much about the Philadelphia Eagles. I know what they're going to do in the regular season as long as they're healthy.
Yeah, I will say, the defense is definitely going to be solid regardless. But offensively, I think if, like you said, if really, to me, AJ Brown, Hurts, or Barkley, I think if one of them dudes get hurt, I don't really like what they got behind them in those spots. But AJ Dillon's a good back. Quarterback wise, though, they're cooked. Those dudes stink. But let's talk about the Browns here, man. Let's get into the Browns side of this. Dillon Gabriel. What'd you see out of Gabriel? Mixed bag, But what'd you see from the Browns in this game, particularly Dillon Gabriel and the offense?
I've pretty much seen what I think I'm going to see with the Browns going into the regular season. There's a lot of mishap with the quarterback position, and we're going to talk about that right here on the NFL ABSN on Big Pat's Game Plan. But we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns. Quarterback position is just in flux, man. They got to figure that out. But I do like what I see with the run game with the Cleveland Browns. Pierre Strong, 13 carries, 89 yards. I think the Cleveland Browns run game is going to be pretty good going into the season. And I know one thing about the Cleveland Browns. They're going to play some defense over there, boy. They're going to play some defense over there. That defensive front is looking scary. And they have, two good cornerbacks, because I do believe one of the quarterbacks, Newsom, went down with an injury. But they still got Emerson and they still got Ward out there. And those linebackers are fast. They're moving fast across the field. And, man, Myles Garrett and those boys up front with Mason Graham, that's actually looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually looking pretty doggone good this preseason. So the Browns going to play some defense. It's just, can they get their offense together? Kind of like a team we cheer for.
Exactly, man. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We got a 3-hour show lined up for you y'all today, man. So stay tuned. Keep it locked, man. A lot of fun stuff coming. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, man. If you are new to the ABSN network, please hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot of different things going on in the network. One of those things on Wednesday nights is Heart of the City. If you're a New York fan, go check it out. Yankees, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Liberty, Rutgers, whole 9 yards, hosted by yours truly and my ace boom coon, Coach Ed Gladney. We'll be back right after these messages.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man. Big Pat's Game Plan. This week's key matchups.
All right, so this is Big Pat's Game Plan, preseason week 2, and as we were talking about the Browns QB situation. What should be their game plan going into this season, and what should be their game plan going into week 3 of the preseason? I'm going to play this video for you guys and let you guys see how this can be misconstrued of what Dillon Gabriel said in his interview after the game. But let's play it.
It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but it's something that I'll get used to, and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
So it's the beginning part of that interview where people are going to blow this up. If you heard what he said, he said there's entertainers, and then there are real game players out there as far as people that play the game. Now, why he chose the word entertainer, I don't know. But I know he was talking about the media as far as, their whole quarterback situation with Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders himself, Tyler Huntley. Like it's a show out there. But a lot of people are going to take it as he took a shot at Shedeur Sanders when he said there's entertainers, because that's how a lot of people see Shedeur Sanders, as an entertainer. They don't see him as a real quarterback. That's the way they promoted it going into the season. He's not even he's not even draftable, blase. But I think you put this more on the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns need to do a better job of getting this cleaned up. And my game plan for them going into the week 3 preseason game is you give Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel, however you want to do it, a half of football to play. And you come out and say it. Whoever has the better half of football is the guy that's going to back up the veteran in Joe Flacco. Then the other guy will be the third quarterback, and you end it. You dead it. You let them settle it on the field, and you let them play with similar guys out there on the field. Hey, a couple of guys may have to go four quarters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to play a certain offensive line a full 4 quarters to let them, go out there. Maybe the receivers that are going to make the team, you put them out there. Put some of those same guys out there with them. Because you put yourself in this situation by drafting Dillon Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders. And then you bring in Joe Flacco. Then you bring Kenny Pickett. Then you have Deshaun Watson. Then you bring in Tyler Huntley. Like, it's ridiculous out there. So you let those 2 guys play a half, and whoever you feel played better, you let those guys have it out on the field, and whoever played better, that's who you give the second string job to. Because I don't believe Kenny Pickett is going to be the answer, and Joe Flacco is just a veteran in the room. So you let those guys handle it on the field, and don't take this kid's comments out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? He did not take a shot at Shedeur Sanders. I promise you he didn't. He was talking about the media and what they've been doing to those 2 guys, trying to make those 2 guys clash at each other and bash each other, which is sad. Let those guys go out there and do their dream and play football. That's what they're there for. And to be honest, Shedeur Sanders, in my book, is winning because he looked better on the field than what Dillon Gabriel did this past game. But Dillon Gabriel could come back and make a name for himself in the last preseason game. But those are the only 2 quarterbacks I'm playing in week 3 of the preseason. And this has been Big Pat's Game Plan. You're going to get more film reviews. You're going to get more and more and more during the season going forward with the NFL on ABSN. But that's my game plan with the Cleveland Browns. Play those 2 quarterbacks for a half and let them battle it out to see who will sit behind Joe Flacco at number 2. So that's Big Pat's Game Plan. And we going to get back to the NFL on ABSN, baby. Best Sunday morning sports show going. Let's get it.
Big Pat's Game Plan. This week's key matchups.
All right, man. Yeah, bro. That was dope right there. Looking forward to seeing more of the game plan throughout this season. But just to speak real quick on the Browns situation, like, I was literally thinking the same thing you was thinking, because for On the Money or Outta Pocket, that was one of my that was gonna be a teaser topic for you guys here. But we got more to come, man. We definitely got a lot more to come today on this NFL on ABSN. We're gonna get into a couple more games. We got the New York Giants. I know y'all want to talk about the New York Giants, so we're going to get into the New York Giants versus the Jets. We're going to get into the 49ers versus the Raiders, as well as the Dolphins-Lions matchup. All that, man. All that and much more right after another quick commercial break. You know why? Because we self-promote over here, man. And definitely, if you like production, if you like what we do, you got to hit us up at K&P Productions. So check us out, man. K&P Productions, man. Be right back, man, with some more football commentary for your ass, man. ABSN, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go.
You've got ideas, but it's time to make them unforgettable? K&P Productions brings your vision to life with pro-level video editing, eye-catching thumbnails, custom logos, and branded backgrounds, all done virtually. Hosted a live stream, we handle the production in StreamYard, from smooth overlays to polished graphics. And if you're ready to level up, our 8-week content creator class gives you the skills, strategies, and confidence to grow fast. K&P Productions, virtual, professional, unforgettable. Book your virtual services today at knpproductions.com. All
right, let's get into the Giants-Jets matchup. I know that's what y'all came for. I know y'all did, you little sneaky Giants fans, you, man. Let's get into it, man. Cue it up, bro. What do our G-men do out there?
All right, the G-man do it. Obama, as Shakes calls him, throws it deep down the field, and his Bo Collins all the way down. Can he get in? No, he cannot. He goes down at the 1 yard line. 80-yard game for the Giants, man. That is crazy. Blown motor, Singletary gets it into the end zone. The Giants strike first in the battle for New York. Hey, Jackson Dart comes into the game. Big pitches to the running back over the middle to Dolchich for a touchdown. And the Giants are in business. Hey, Jackson Dart gets another touchdown on the quarterback sneak against this Jets team. And the Giants are all over the Jets, 21-6 at this point. And the Jets trying to salvage something, man. Throws it to the corner of the end zone, and he makes a hell of a catch right there. Hurts himself in a little bit, but, man, that was a nice catch. And guess what? The Giants look like the Eagles doing those tush pushes there, man. But they get into the end zone again, man. Hey, tell them what they did in the battle for New York, NYG.
All right, man. Looking at the leaders here, we'll start with the Jets, Jets. Adrian Martinez, 12 out of 21, 114 yards, 5.4 yards an attempt, had an interception. Brady Cook wasn't cooking up much, 6 out of 11, 74 yards and a TD. Jets running the football, though, man. That is going to be the strength of their team. Braylon Allen getting it done on the ground, 7 carries, 34 yards. Nuwagwu, I can't pronounce that cat's name, man. 6 carries, 31 yards, man. Shout out to you, though. Breece Hall, 7 carries, 26 yards. Jets just running. 33 rushes for 141 yards, 4.3 yards per attempt. Receiving, Quentin Skinner, 4 catches, 48 yards. Braden Smith, 5 catches, 48 yards. Arian Smith, 2 catches, 39 yards, leading the Jets receiving core, totaling 19 catches, 192 yards, and a touchdown. Let's go over to the G-men. Jackson Dart leading the way, 14 out of 16, 137 yards, 8.6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, was sacked once, had a 123.2 quarterback rating. Famous Jameis. 6 out of 11, 110 yards. Russell Obama Wilson, 4 out of 7, 108 yards. And Tommy Cutlass, 3 out of 4, 52 yards. Giants getting it done through the air. 398 yards by the quarterbacks in total. Not too shabby for the G-men. What is shabby is the running game. Tyrone Tracy did what he could. 7 carries, 39 yards. Deontay Turbo Miller, 5 catches, 17 yards. And Jonathan Ward, 4 for 13. 21 total carries for 80 yards, 3.8 yards per attempt. They did have 3 touchdowns, though. 2 of them by quarterbacks. Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston both running in a score. Bo Collins with the 1 catch for 80 yards, leading the Giants receiving core. And Dillon Gabriel next on the list, 2 catches, 45 yards. Everybody getting involved in the action for the G-men. A lot of people out there. Not going to run down all the names, but totaling 27 catches, 407 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, for the Giants, they had 82 tackles, 7 pass defenses, but no sacks. Jets with 2 sacks, 61 tackles, and also had 7 pass defenses. That's it for your stats for the Giants and Jets. But Pat, man, yeah, you know where we're going with this. New York Giants, Jackson Dart, should he start? That is the buzz in New York. He's looking good. I get it. He's looking good. I just gave you the stats, and that's backing up what he did the previous week as well. Should he be the guy? Giants fans want him out there like right now. Like, we got to go to back. Yes, put him out there, put him out there, put him out there. Should he start? Should Dart start? Little bar right there.
No. You let Russell Wilson start the season off. And the only way I bring Dart in this actual NFL season, 2025 NFL season, if it just falls off the rails with Russ at the helm, then you have no choice but to put him in there. But let's not jump the gun with Jackson Dart. Yes, he looks very good in the preseason, and I'm excited for him. But you don't want to rush it. Just because he's doing good in the preseason, you don't put him in there in the regular season against defenses like the Eagles, against defenses like the Commanders, the Broncos, the 49ers, the Lions. Man, like, we faced so many good defenses, the Chargers. You don't want this kid to get his confidence rattled going into this season, especially when Russell Wilson hasn't done anything wrong to lose his job. So stop trying to rush this kid in there like New York Giants fans always do. Want to rush somebody in there when they're not ready because you just want to see that guy. No, let him develop. And if he develops for a year behind a guy like Russell Wilson and comes in the next season and be everything that you want him to be, you'll be satisfied. So I don't get this put Jackson Dart in over Russell Wilson talk. Just pump the brakes a little bit and let him do what he do. And develop. That's what you're supposed to do with your quarterback.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I also believe that Jackson Dart should definitely sit. I mean, they need to have him sit and wait for a while because that's how you ruined the last quarterback that you had in Daniel Jones by rushing him, putting him out there, and changing systems, changing coaches. What if Brian Daboll doesn't make it through this season? And then this kid, is going to be thrown out there, getting used to Daboll, and then you're going to bring in a whole new coach. I mean, this thing is not what everybody thinks as far as preseason versus regular season, live bullets versus, a practice style environment. But what about, first of all, before we get to the Jets, one more thing on the Giants, the defense. Because Abdul Carter, everybody's talking about Abdul Carter. Everybody's talking about this Giants defense. Can this be one of the best defenses in the NFL? They smothered the Jets. You know what I'm saying? For the most part in that game, and the Jets were playing their starters for a good portion of that game. Giants defense was holding up, especially in the pass rush department. Now running is. But what's your thoughts on the Giants defense, man, coming out of this game before we get into the Jets?
As long as they can stop the run, they will be a top defense of the league. Because if you can stop the run and the team you can put in the offense can put up points, you start to become one-dimensional. And when you come one-dimensional against this team, it's going to be a problem because we got too many edge rushers. So if they can stop the run and earn the right to rush the passer, yeah, they're going to be one of the top defenses in the league. But if they cannot stop that run, they're going to be one of the defenses that be on the field the longest in the league. Because I don't think our offense can put up enough points to keep them off the field like that. So we'll see. But they stop that run, there will be a top defense, no doubt about it.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the Jets, though, man? What's your thoughts on the Jets? Justin Fields, he was out there yesterday. It looked great in my opinion. Only 1 out of 5. 4 yards passing, had 1 carry for 5 yards. He played a couple series, but is the quarterback going to hold this Jets team back, Pat? Because it seems like that's the conversation every year. Even when they get a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's still the quarterback is the problem. Apparently, is it going to be any different this year, bro?
No, it's going to be much the same, man. If I'm a Jets fan, I am worried about Justin Fields. I'm just going to be honest with you. I am worried. I am rattled. And I am not happy with Justin Fields at the quarterback position, man. You thought Aaron Rodgers was bad last year? It's going to be a problem with Justin Fields out there. Y'all better hope Braylon Allen, Breece Hall, and Justin Fields himself can run up and down the field for you guys, because I see that's the only way you guys are going to be successful. If Garrett Wilson was perturbed with Aaron Rodgers last year, woo, like, yeah, man, it don't look good for them boys out there. I'm just going to be honest with you. If they run game is not dominating, I don't see them scoring hardly any points. But I could be proven wrong.
What about the Jets defense?
The Giants put up gonna be okay.
Giants put up 31 points. I know a lot of fans were talking about possibly, this Giants offense versus the Jets defense. In the scrimmages, the Jets were getting the better of them. What'd you see out of this? What'd you see from the Jets defense in this particular game?
The Jets defense, there was no Sauce Gardner. There was no Quinn Williams. There was no the other Williams. He wasn't playing at the linebacker position. I'm not worried about this Jets defense except for the corner opposite of Sauce Gardner. And if Cisco is your starting safety, then I'll be a little bit worried about my back end. Cisco is not like that, and he was talking mad noise this season. I don't know why he was talking, but yeah. Other than that, man, I think this Jets defense will do what they're supposed to do. They will get people off the field. It's the thing that's going to hurt them is their own field, Mr. Fields. I think that's going to hurt them, man. I'm telling you. But like I said, they better hope Garrett Wilson don't get so frustrated with Justin Fields where he wants out. That's all I can say. And they will be in the quarterback sweepstakes next year's draft. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's looking like, bro. That is exactly what it's looking like for this Jets team. But again, man, when you put so much into a quarterback position, and it's still a problem. It's kind of like the Giants with the offensive line. It's like you pouring resources into it, and it's still not where you want it to be. That's kind of where the Jets are with the quarterback. Pour more resources into it, and it's still an issue. It's still an issue. But we're going to take a quick break here, man. And before we do, though, I want to play a little trivia for y'all. I want to get into a little trivia game just to test your preseason knowledge. Your preseason knowledge. We definitely want to do that. So, but anything so far, Pat, that you've seen out of the preseason, before we get into some of these other games, that is a surprise for you? Anything stood out to you?
How good Jackson Dart has been playing. That's a major surprise. Like, Jackson Dart has really been playing very well for the Giants out there on the field, and I think they have a real game plan for that kid. So don't rush it. Let Brian Daboll, develop him. That's his guy. You can see it. You can see his reaction to him on the field. Like, he's like a proud father every time a kid makes a play. So he has his guy. He finally has his guy. So we're gonna see what he does with him. But Jackson Dart is a major surprise this preseason.
Yeah, that is the surprise too for me. But yeah, man, I am very much intrigued to see how this Cleveland Browns thing is gonna pan out. But we're gonna get a quick trivia question for y'all, man. I like doing this little trivia kind of stuff, you know, just to test your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come up with a whole game show for this, actually on the way, but it's a little teaser right here. You see what I'm saying? A little snippet. So preseason questions. Chat, put your answers in the chat. So here we go, and we'll review the answer after the break. What record did the Baltimore Ravens set during the 2001 preseason, surpassing one held by Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers? I'm going to read it again. Remember, preseason. What record did the Baltimore Ravens set during the 2001 preseason, surpassing one held by Mr. Vince Lombardi? So I'm gonna let y'all stew on that for a little bit, but check out Fantasy Foreplay on the ABSN network. We're gonna get into some fantasy stuff. We're gonna bring in Ghost Dog here a little bit later on in the show. He's gonna give you the fantasy rundown, but go check out Fantasy Foreplay, and we're gonna come right back, man, with the answer to our first trivia question. Let's get it.
Welcome to Fantasy Foreplay, the start of the show, where your draft begins and your knowledge will grow. His picks and her flex, we got you back for show. From quarterback to steeple, that's where we explode. All love, no lust, we the ones you can trust. Lock in your options, you know it's a must. With this week's fantasy, we'll help you adjust. Boom, up a bus, let's get ready to rush. Draft the right, don't miss the call. In the game, we got it all. I hope you enjoy.
All right. So, what record did the Baltimore Ravens set during the 2001 preseason, surpassing one held by Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers? Don't see any answers in the chat, but remember, this is preseason. So what are your thoughts, Pat?
I'll be honest with you. I have no clue. It's like I'm ready to see the answer. I have no clue what this one is.
All right. So I guess I got y'all. Ain't nobody answered. In 2021, the Baltimore Ravens set the record for most consecutive preseason wins with 20. A streak
that is right.
that surpassed the previous mark set by Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers. Remember, it was winning all on preseason games every single year.
Preseason game every year. I remember that now. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So definitely no multiple choice this time, Iman, but we'll definitely come up with a nice little setup here for this trivia game show we creating here. But again, the question is
at the end of those games to keep this streak alive. I remember now. Yep.
Baltimore Ravens broke the Green Bay Packers streak in 2021 with 20 consecutive preseason wins. For whatever that's worth, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that has been our trivia portion. But we're gonna get back into the highlights and the games. Finish up with the preseason matchups. So up next, man, we got the 49ers and the Raiders. 49ers and the Raiders getting busy out there in on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? All in the West Coast. So we definitely going to get into the 49ers and the Ravens if you want to cue that up. Yeah. All right.
So we had the 49ers and the Raiders, and this one was a good one here. As you can see, the 49ers giving a touchdown to get the game tied up with the Raiders at 10. They're running back, Mr. I believe that's Wilson Jr. But we're gonna show what the Raiders did to get that 10-3 lead, man. Hey, top running back drafted this year out of Boise State. Going crazy, running people over, man. Hey, that kid's gonna be nice. Man.
Yeah, Ashton Genty. Yeah,
Genty's gonna be nice. Genty getting himself in the end zone before they say he fumbled, but he didn't. He was already in the end zone. And that's how the Raiders were up 10-3. But we're going to go toward the end of the game, and the kicker hits a 57-yard field goal for the 49ers to win 22-19. Moody setting the mood for the 49ers. And the 49ers win the Battle of the Bay in the preseason, man. Hey, NYG, what they do in this game stat-wise.
All right, 49ers, Brock Purdy, 5 out of 7, 66 yards. But it was the Mac Jones show most of the games, 13 out of 16, 135 yards. Did have an interception. Keyshawn Vaughn leading the 49ers running attack, 9 carries, 24 yards. Leading receiver, Robbie the Chosen, 5 catches, 92 yards. For the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell, 15 out of 23, 138 yards, leading the charge for Las Vegas. Geno Smith, 6 out of 8, 55 yards, getting some warm-up action there. The aforementioned Ashton Genty, 7 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown. Carter Runyon leading the Raiders passing attack, 2 catches, 29 yards. Brock Bowers, 1 catch, 29 yards. Cedric Jackson, 3 catches, 28 yards. Oh, your boy Jack Beck in there too, getting 2 catches, 21 yards.
TCU.
Yeah, man. Looking at the team stats, we'll run down the team stats real quick. The Raiders, 49ers with 24 first downs to the Raiders 18. Outgained the Raiders 348 yards to 278. Outpassed them 284 to 194. Raiders with the edge in the rushing department, 77 yards to the 64 yards by the 49ers. But what did you see in this game, Big Pat? What did you see in this game? Particularly, man, like I said, the preseason is usually about the young players. Talk to me about Genty, man. I'm excited for Raiders fans, man. They got a guy. They got a guy right after they let a guy go, and Josh Jacobs, man, able to get Ashton Genty in the draft this year. Talk to me.
I think this Raiders have a talented team. And I think Geno Smith is a very good quarterback to lead this team. You got Brock Bowers out there, very, very special. You know, you got Ashton Genty with Raheem Mostert to back him up, and Zamir White. So you're gonna have a running game. You're gonna have a passing game with Brock Bowers out there on the field, and with Devontae Adams-Light. Oh, I always forget his name, but that guy's pretty good. The receiver, he's pretty good out there. You got Thornton that can get deep on teams. So we'll see what they do. The thing that has to step up is this Raiders defense. Can somebody get some pressure besides Max Crosby out there? Max Crosby's going to do his thing. Can this Raiders defense losing some linebackers that they had? And isn't that one guy, Wilkerson? that guy out there that had that, Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to recover from that, man. That was a weird situation, man. A situation a lot of people shouldn't be in, but yeah, I think this Raiders team can surprise some teams, man. This is a team that could beat you if you're not on your P's and Q's. Am I saying they're gonna have a great season? No, but I do think that they will scare some teams, and they will scare some good teams with that roster that they have, man. I like this team, and if they continue to build, they got the right coach and Pete Carroll. I think this team could build something. And then you have to see what you have in Aidan O'Connell and Cam Miller. Cam Miller, I do believe, has outplayed Aidan O'Connell so far this preseason, but we'll see what the backups is about. Can Cam Miller be that guy that can step up when Geno Smith decides to hang him up? We'll see. But I like the Raiders to go into the season, man. They're going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I think they got something cooking. They need to run the football, though. They need to run the football, man. I think Geno Smith is going to be more effective when he has a running game to lean on. You remember what they had in Seattle with Walker and Charbonnet. So, what about the 49ers, though? What about the 49ers? A lot of questions about the 49ers. Brock Purdy got his bag. They got Mac Jones over there. Given the pieces that they lost, what did you see or what have you seen so far out of the 49ers? Do you trust this team?
Oh, man, this one here, man, this 49ers team, man, as long as they can stay healthy, I don't see why they can't make any noise, man. This team is actually better than you think, and if Brock Purdy steps up in any type of way and be the leader that they want him to be, I think this 49ers team will be all right. Shout out to Terrell Owens' son. He got a catch out there in this game. He's on the team, but you got to have people like Brandon Ayuk stay healthy. You got to have people like him stay healthy. Can Juwan Jennings stay healthy and go out there and play? I know he's looking for a contract, but if he can get over that and go out there and play, I still think they can survive without Deebo Samuel. And the main thing, can Christian McCaffrey stay healthy? If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, they don't lose too much on the offensive side of the ball. You still got George Kittle. You still got the great play caller. You still got your offensive line. So, yeah, everybody that's out on the 49ers, yeah, they lost some pieces, but they've been well-trained and they have a culture there. And they're not going to go out without a fight. And I think this 49ers team will still be a force to be reckoned with out there in the NFC West, for sure.
Yeah, they still got Christian McCaffrey. They still got Brandon Ayuk. They still got pieces, man. Purdy's there. You got Jennings. You got you got Kyle Shanahan. And also you got a good offensive line. So I think the 49ers' demise is maybe a little bit overrated. It may be a little bit overblown, I should say. Because I don't think this is a bad team. Honestly, I don't. And I don't think they're going to just fall off a cliff. Because good teams can lose pieces and still replace those pieces and be good teams. And good head coaches can keep teams like that afloat. If you believe in Kyle Shanahan, then you should believe that the 49ers are going to be okay. Because it's not like they got wiped out. You know what I mean? They lost a couple of guys that a lot of fans didn't even really want them on the team. 49ers fans was kind of done with Deebo Samuel.
To be honest with you, yeah.
So, because he kept getting hurt. But let's get into our next matchup, and that is going to be the Dolphins at the Lions. So, let's roll it, bro.
All right, we're gonna get into the Dolphins versus the Lions, and this one's gonna be a pretty good one. Hey, you got people like Quinn Ewers trying to make his name out there, but the Dolphins get a quick touchdown from number 82, going across on the drag route to get the scoring party started. But hey, Lions come back and they find their own guy on the drag for a touchdown. A lot of drags going on in this game, man. Hey, listen, my guy, Tesla for the Lions, Puka Nakua Light gets another touchdown for the Lions, man. That dude's going to make some noise with the Lions this season. Hey, Quinn Ewers throws over middle for a touchdown to lead the Dolphins back to get into some scoring. And that was a nice play right there, Mr. Ewers, by Weiss Jr. out of Missouri. Hey, Quinn Ewers striking again. Gets out the pocket, throws up for another touchdown to the same guy, Weiss Jr. So they take the lead 24-17. And Hendon Hooker throws an interception to end the game for the Detroit Lions. And Hendon Hooker, man, he has not looked good since he's been with the Lions. And the Dolphins win 24-17. So, hey, listen, Hendon Hooker, you got to get that together, brother.
I don't know what's going on with Hendon Hooker, man. It's like, fans were talking about Hendon Hooker a couple years ago when he came out, and he's just been buried over there in the line, literally buried on the Lions depth chart, and he ain't. It don't look like he really doing a whole lot, lot of progressing. But Kyle Allen looked good, 14 out of 17, 124 yards. 7.3 yards per attempt, 2 TDs. Hooker, 6 out of 13, 61 yards and an interception. Lions running 30 carries for 104 yards total as a team, led by Jacob Sailors. 13 carries, 39 yards. Receiving for the Dolphins, you got Jackson Meeks. 7 catches, 93 yards. Isaac Tesla, 4 catches, 41 yards.
My guy.
Leading the Lions, total as a team, 20 catches, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Going over to the Miami Dolphins, Quinn Ewers, 11 out of 17, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson, 15 out of 23, 151 yards, and a touchdown. Miami getting it done through the air, 259 yards and 3 TDs from their quarterbacks. Ollie Gordon II, my mans. What's good? Yeah, Ollie Gordon, 10 carries, 50 yards, 5 yards per an attempt. Shout out to Ollie Gordon, of course, man. We got to meet him at the Senior Bowl. Kid's going to be special in this league. Definitely a player to watch. Receiving, Theo Weiss Jr., 8 catches, 80 yards, and D. Estridge, 3 catches, 53 yards, leading the Dolphins receiving core, totaling 26 catches, 267 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Miami. And that is your stat rundown for the Dolphins and Detroit. But talk to me about Ollie Gordon for a second, Pat. And I want you to because Miami's one of these intriguing teams. You got a couple intriguing teams. We just talked about the 49ers, who, by the way, Mike McDaniel came from the 49ers, the coach of the Dolphins. Talk to me about the Dolphins here, and this team is kind of in flux. Defensively, you're looking at some things. Offensively, you're looking at some things. What do the Dolphins need to do, man, to compete, especially in the AFC and in their division? What have you seen so far from Miami?
I think this is a good time to bring in Big Pat's game plan, because I actually have a game plan for the Dolphins going into the season. Let's get into it.
Big Pat's game plan. This week's key matchups.
All right, so you want to talk about the Miami Dolphins going into this season, man. Right here on Big Pat's Game Plan on NFL ABSN. Once we talk a little bit about Ollie Gordon, our guy from the Senior Bowl that we talked to at the Senior Bowl. You have to pair him with A-Chain, man, to get that lightning and thunder thing going with the Miami Dolphins. You have to protect Tua because of those concussions. And if you want to compete with the Bills, you're going to have to stop the Bills from running the ball on you and stop that short game. So, in order to do that, you keep the Bills off the field and get that run game going with Ollie Gordon and A-Chain going back and forth with each other and give it to a break. Because Tyreek Hill is going to do what Tyreek Hill needs to do. You see what I'm saying? So when you fit Ollie Gordon into that, let him be that power back that you guys need to get those short yardage situations and be that change of pace back with A-Chain out there. Since you lost Raheem Mostert, who I think Ollie Gordon can actually be better than Raheem Mostert. And you can use the quick game with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, two of the faster receivers in the league. And you're going to have to be able to run that ball when it gets into cold weather situations. When you have to play the Bills late in December or the Chiefs or the Ravens or somebody like that, you're going to have to get that ball to Ollie Gordon to let him be that power back and keep that ball rolling, because you're not going to be able to throw it all over the yard because Tua doesn't have the arm strength to throw it in snowy and windy situations. So you use the quick game, use Ollie Gordon, use the quick game with A-Chain, and play ball control this season and see if that can help you guys after losing guys like Jalen Ramsey. But you got Minka Fitzpatrick in return, which is a very good thing because he's a ball hawk. So you'll be able to do some things with Miami this year. Do I think Miami will have a great season? No, but you can't prove me wrong with guys like Ollie Gordon getting that run game started over there in Miami, because that's cold weather football, which you guys have shown that you cannot play at all against any team, especially in the playoffs. But hey, that's my game plan for the Miami Dolphins going into this season. Run that ball a whole lot more this season and make teams and dictate the teams' defenses to come up and try to stop that run and hit them deep over the middle and deep down the field with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, man. That's my game plan for the Miami Dolphins. To answer your question, NYG, let's get back to it.
Big Pat's Game Plan. This week's key matchups.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Definitely. Look, Ollie Gordon, A-Chain, that's dynamite right there, bro. Like I cannot lie. I cannot hold you. I definitely think that is that can be one of the better 1-2 punches in the league if they can somehow get Tua and keep Tua right. That's the big thing in Miami. It's the Tua Tagovailoa turmoil, so to speak.
TTT,
yeah, Tua turmoil. So, but yeah, man, we're gonna take a quick break, man, and we're gonna get into some fantasy stuff, man. I got my man Ghost Dog lined up, ready to come on, and we're gonna talk some fantasy, man. This is the NFL on ABSN. Y'all please hit that like and subscribe button. Go check out the Man Cave, man. If you are a Knicks fan and you like basketball, you like Duke, Man Cave is going to be on there. He will be one of my hosts on NBA Heat Check as well. So you can check him out there. But go check out Man Cave. Subscribe to his personal channel as well. And we're going to hit the commercial and be right back, man. Y'all hit that like.
Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
For the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. God.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike you can see, that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This the NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalize mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in, the show called The Man Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85-inch screen. The game's on, you rushing, please. Stay calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along, the show's on. The host, you know it's Asgard. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know what it is. It's your boy Jay Boogie. You're now rocking with my man Asgard. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean, we about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in, my man S.G.O.D. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
All right. We're gonna bring in Ghost Dog here for the fantasy segment, man. Talk a little fantasy football. Y'all go hit us up at the Aboriginal Sports Network. Please do that, and because you will have an opportunity to join this fantasy league. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We did it last year. I should have won, but I ain't win. The yellow won, but whatever. But
Man, I got smoked.
let's bring in Ghost, man, and let's get a little fantasy convo going on here, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. What's good with you, Ghost?
What's good to the Aboriginals? Salute to y'all brothers and salute to the chat, man. It's a beautiful day talking football. What more could you ask for, quite honestly? You feel me? And yo, shouts out to DL, man. He was getting busy last year, but that don't mean nothing. This year's a whole new year. And I'm coming in motivated, pause. So DL, look out. I'm coming for that trophy this year, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, right? Man.
Real talk.
But I got it queued up here on the screen. And we just want to get into some of these games and some of the players to watch for as far as going into the season. Players you might want to keep an eye on. We're kind of watching how they doing in these games here. So one of the things you want to watch for in fantasy is player usage or usage rate. NBA people know what I'm talking about, the usage rate. Because if they ain't out there, hey, obviously, you know, it ain't no good if you can't play or you ain't playing. So, we just got to talking about the Dolphins and Detroit Lions. So we'll start there. Isaac Tesla played 35 snaps, 19 routes ran, 5 targets. This is from PFF. Tom Kennedy, Jackson Meeks. So you're seeing some of the Khalif Raymond, some of these guys that you may see in spot duty in the regular season. Vaki, Craig Reynolds, Jacob Saylors, the running backs there. We always talk about the starters, but this the preseason, man. It's the preseason, man. We got to talk about the backups, man. Don't kill me, kill the NFL. They the ones want a preseason. I say get straight to the meat. You know what I'm saying? And potatoes are the thing, but whatever. So, yeah, looking at that for the Lions and even just the Lions overall roster, is there somebody that could be a sleeper or somebody that maybe people aren't talking about that plays for the Lions that you may want to keep an eye on from a fantasy standpoint? Because remember, this is fantasy. It's not about, the old veterans and all this and all that. Some of these young guys get in there, man, they pop right away. So, Ghost, I'm going to bring you in now. You are our resident fantasy expertise. Talk to him about a potential sleeper for the Detroit Lions.
Potential sleeper, obviously Isaac Tesla's. How you say it? Tesla? Am I saying that right?
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. High snap count. Same thing with Tom Kennedy. So obviously 2 receivers to look out for. However, me and Miss Hangover, we were looking at that one tight end, Zach Horton specifically, and it was just something about him to just pay attention to that kid, especially with the fact that Laporta has a little bit of a history now of missing some games. Who knows? Maybe a Zach Horton on a situation where you tight end is not available for whatever reason, by injury or otherwise, and Laporta's out. Keep an eye out for Zach Horton, man. I think he'll do some things. Absolutely.
I think as far as that goes, dog, Tesla and Horton, man, those are my 2 guys that I'm looking at. Those are the 2 guys. Could be surprise guys in fantasy, but besides the obvious of the running back duo, I think that's a very good duo to have together, actually, in fantasy. Montgomery and Gibbs.
Sonic and Knuckles for a reason.
Monroe St. Brown. Yeah. But backup players, like we said, we are in the preseason. Look out for Tesla and Horton, man. I like those 2 guys. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and you may want to keep on an eye on guys like Vaki and Sailors too, just in case one of the tandem of what they call them, Sonic and Knuckles, in case one of those guys get hurt. For Detroit, these are some guys that will probably be available on your waiver wire. So you're looking at them in the preseason and kind of getting an idea of what some of these guys can do. As I mentioned, Sailor's having a decent game for the Lions in the preseason. But let's flip it over to the Dolphins. Let's talk a little bit about some of their players. Of course, I mentioned Ali Gordon, the third. You got Pharaoh Brown and Tanner Connor. Your tight ends, you got Andrew Armstrong, Tariq Black, Dwayne Estrix, Taj Washington, and Eric Azukana. But you see the snap counts, you see the targets, you see how much they were involved throughout the game. I'll read a little bit of the article real quick. Alexander Madison is on injured reserve. So, they got A-Chain, Wright, and Gordon. So something to keep an eye on there. And of course, we already talked about the Lions. And I was talking about their running back situation as well, to keep an eye on that. But for the Dolphins, Ghost Dog, talk to me about potential sleepers or players to keep an eye on for Miami.
For Miami, I don't even know why they signed Darren Waller. So quite honestly, Tanner Connor or Pharaoh Brown, keep an eye out if you need a tight end. You guys spoke on it earlier. Ollie Gordon is an absolute sleeper. I saw footage on that young man. As you said, he's a thumper. So as far as scoring touchdowns and goal line possessions, absolutely. Keep him as a flex, maybe like as your second running back, something in reserve. Absolute sleeper. As far as the receivers, I'm going to put my money on Taj Washington. You know what I'm saying? You got Tariq Hill. You have, what's his name? Who's the other guy over there? His name is dawning on me now. Jalen Waddle. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be like a third guy that's going to need to emerge. And I think it's going to be Taj Washington. So keep an eye out for him as well.
Yeah, man. I'm right there with you. I don't think Darren Waller is going to do a lot over there in Miami. I think he's down there for a different purpose. That's just me.
Hey, look, no, not trying to. If you can get it, get it. That's all I can say about that. If somebody's willing to pay, let them pay. That's all I say. So,
but yeah, I'm definitely with you there. And yeah, certainty with Miami's receiving. You know, Tyreek Hill, he's been, talking about getting up out of there or whatever. And, you got Tua telling about you got to make things right. I mean, it's a lot going on over there, man. So I think one of these kids, man, if they just focus on football, man, let the drama play out amongst them, man, and just get in there, because some of these guys could be on their way out.
How you think it's gonna play out? You think Tyreek Hill's gonna end up staying?
No.
Nah, I think they'll be out of there at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
For long. It's that team. I don't want to say they're not going nowhere. It's one of those teams that's kind of in a box. They're literally mid, the definition of mid. Like they ain't gonna be that bad, but they damn sure ain't gonna be that good.
They're never gonna be that good. And my thing is like, when are they gonna have a serious conversation about moving on from Tua? But that's a conversation for another day. We talk about fantasy right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah.
I got a question for you. Speaking of fantasy sleepers, what about this man right here? I think he's going to make some noise this year. But I got to ask my fantasy dog, Mr. Ghost Dog, about this man from Tampa Bay, man. What do you think this kid is going to do as far as fantasy implications? Mr. Emeka Obuga for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at receiver, man. What do you think this kid's going to do?
Pat, I've been hearing about this kid nonstop for the entirety of this preseason. Look, Mike Evans is him, and I've said it before, he will continue to be him, Mr. Consistent, until he isn't. When that day happens, you're looking at his replacement. It's really simple mathematics. That kid is nice. Great hands. We want that type of receivers over here, man. We complain about Wandell or Higher fighting for balls. That's what you want to see out of a receiver right there. That means numbers. You know what I'm saying? Especially in PPR leagues. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely consideration for a sleeper, even an honorable mention. Who knows, man? And, Mike Evans has a little bit of an injury situation himself. So we might see a lot more of Buka. That's how you say it? Like Sam Buka? That's how you say it? Buka? Yeah, absolutely keep an eye out for him. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of this kid, man. You are absolutely right, Pat. He is something to look forward to.
Especially with Chris Godwin's an injury waiting to happen.
Another one. And he's older now, too. So he's probably in the twilight years of his career. Yeah, they got this kid is lined up ready to take that spot for whoever needs to miss a game. So, yeah.
I had to throw my little sleeper in there, but I think that kid's going to be pretty good. But back to the business at hand.
Before we continue, couple questions for you I'm going to throw out there. People been putting in the chat. Shout out to the chat. We'll be taking you guys' questions, comments, and calls in hour 3. That's how we're going to do this. So y'all stay tuned, man. Keep it locked here, man. We ain't going nowhere. But Ghost, Cal Siebert Audio says, do you keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper league?
I think this is the same guy who asked that same question yesterday. He keeps asking it in the chat. I told him in the chat, keep Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple.
He might be a troll.
Yeah.
But all right. How about this one? Hunter Renfrow about to go crazy in Carolina. Is he someone I'd keep? He's someone I'd keep my eye on. What do you think about Hunter Renfrow in Carolina?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check up on him. Thank you for the info, Christopher. I appreciate that. I do know that they got McMillan down there. They got what's his name? man, they drafted him a couple years ago.
Xavier
He's a taller receiver.
Leggett.
They got Leggett, and they also have another one, Bobo or something. Not Jake Bobo, but it was like another kind of Bo name or whatever. So I don't know. Hey, look, I'll look into him, see what's up. Definitely, I appreciate that.
The way he gets on the field is an injury, but
yeah,
Renfro might go crazy if they use him as that primary slot guy. You know, Hannah Renfro is a nice slot receiver. If they utilize that slot receiver in Carolina, you know, but you still got old man Thielen, Xavier Leggett, McMillan. Oh, what's the Coper? You still got Coper out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, they got a lot of people out there, man. So it's gonna be hard for Hunter Renfro to get out there.
And we got to make sure Brees Young is playing good too, because if not, ain't nobody gonna be shining.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So,
but I want to get into. Give me a second here. I want to get into this Giants Jets game from a fantasy standpoint. Just from a fantasy standpoint, let's take the emotions out of it. From a fantasy standpoint, let's start with the Jets. Of course, Garrett Wilson. I mean, we already know what he can do out there. But my thing I want to ask you, Ghost, Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Like, who you got? And is it a situation where you try to get both? Or how do you think those snaps are going to work out? Right now, they got Breece Hall with 11-8 in this particular game. I think Breece Hall is going to get more targets for sure. So he ran 3 routes right here. You see Braylon Allen only ran 1. But talk to me about the Jets and their running back situation from a fantasy standpoint.
So if you remember last year, I drafted Breece Hall first overall. Remember that in my fantasy team? So this one's a little personal for me. Okay. I got so much disdain for that quarterback in the Steelers right now, but we're not going to talk about that, man. Okay. Breece Hall will put up numbers this year. Braylon Allen, another big back, pause. He will back him up. He will be the goal line guy, but I absolutely expect Breece Hall to get way more carries, way more yardage than what he did last year. Their new head coach, he's going to run the ball. And Justin Fields is still a question mark. You know, I left Garrett Wilson out of my top 10 receivers to look out for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Garrett Wilson can be a premier receiver in this league. However, is Justin Fields the quarterback that he needs for that? You know what I'm saying? It's just, we gonna see. So, again, I expect him to just run the ball. And I think Breece Hall will be the cowbell for the majority. And then I think they'll bust out Braylon Allen as a change of pace back. So, yeah, keep an eye for Breece Hall. Keep an eye for Braylon Allen. You know, maybe a later round pick for Braylon Allen. But I would consider Breece Hall like a second or third round pick if you need that main running back. Absolutely.
Yeah. I drafted Breece out. Well, I stole Breece Hall the first year he in his rookie year, because remember, it wasn't nobody really, like, he was kind of going under the radar. I was able to get him, man, in that season. Remember, he went off and helped me win. So, you know, he had the injury, came back last year. So I'm with you. Definitely want to see things out of want to see a good year out of Breece Hall from a fantasy standpoint. But Justin Fields, man, would you take a chance on Justin Fields?
As my starting quarterback? Absolutely not. He's got to prove it, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, not that he hasn't had flashes. I said this a couple years ago in one of the chats, man. It's like that young man can have like a crazy good game, and then it just turns into a dumpster fire from one quarter to the next. It's just consistency. So we got to see that. He has weapons, you know?
Yeah.
Their tight ends over there, no slouches neither. So we'll see.
Yeah, you got Taylor, Ruckert, Jack Kuntz.
Kuntz, yeah.
Kuntz. But let's kick it over to the New York Giants here real quick. Same thing, the Giants running back situation. We have not seen Cam Scatbo. I was super excited coming into this year for Scatbo. I'm just thinking about the fantasy part of it, you know, because he's a guy I believe that will be able to they'll be able to line up and do some things as far as catching out the backfield is concerned. We do play PPR over here, so those receptions do add up. But let's talk about the Giants running back situation and Tyrone Tracy. Right now, it's him and blown motor as Pat calls him, Devin Singletary. What's your thoughts there?
Singletary needs to go. That's my first thought. And I call him blown gasket. Like, he just needs to go. You know what I'm saying? It's just a complete waste of time at this point with that man. And that's no disrespect, because I think he can do things. It's just Tyrone Tracy's there now. And, you know, not for nothing, keep an eye out, Aboriginal Sports Faithful. Me and Miss Hangover will be dropping the top 10 running backs. And don't be surprised if you might see Tyrone Tracy's name in there somewhere. Because no nonsense. And the only thing that's really holding this running game in general back as a whole is coaching and scheming. Because Tyrone Tracy, Cam Scatterbo, I hope he gets healthy very, very soon, because they're both good with their hands out the backfield. Keep that in mind. And Turbo Miller is right there in that third spot for me. So that's the future for this running back core. I want Brian Daboll to run more with these players. And, you know, even if he wants to get Jackson Dart involved in all that, you know what I'm saying? That's another conversation, though. I don't want Jackson Dart to start. But as far as Tyrone Tracy, he is an absolute top 10, top 12 conversation running back. Potential. We just got to see it, because the potential is there. He can get points. I picked him up last year in one of my fantasies. Late in the season, people weren't paying attention to him, and he was able to carry me through some games, man. He had some really good games. One of them is against the one I keep talking about is in Atlanta, and that catch that he made in the end zone with his hands. PPR leagues, pay attention to these types of running backs. So yeah, man, absolutely. Another sleeper I got feel like on this team is Theo Johnson. Again, it just depends on whether or not Daboll wants to utilize these players. Theo Johnson can absolutely pick up numbers. Again, I picked him up last year. There was a situation where I needed a tight end on the fly. He was available. He did some things for me. He made sure I was able to get past that week. And hopefully they can scheme it where he can be more than that, you know, because the potential is there again. As far as like the second receiver on this team, I expect Darius Slayton to be that. Outside of Malik Neighbors and Darius Slayton, like everybody else, receiver-wise on this team is a toss-up.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
It's outside of them too, bro.
It's a toss-up. You know what I'm saying? And then we already know what Malik could do. He put up numbers last year, despite having like 5,000 quarterbacks.
I'll say this from a fantasy standpoint, real quick, not to cut you, because it's something just hit me. From a fantasy standpoint, Wanda Robinson is going to get a lot of targets. For whatever reason, they like throwing the football to him. And if he get 93 catches, that's 93 points. He ain't gonna have many yards after that. Yeah, point per reception. So he might be a pigeonhole sleeper if people really think he's gonna pop. But I'm not touching him, and I'm definitely not touching anybody else outside of Neighbors and Slayton. Possibly, I don't even really, because they don't throw it to Slayton. So really, it's just Neighbors.
Well, it's really more Neighbors. But what I'm saying is for like maybe like a fill-in type situation for matchups, I would look at a Slayton. Outside of that, again, none of these receivers are worth even mentioning, you know. And I'm at that point where I'm like, yeah, with Wandell, like I kind of like I'm out on him at this point. It's close, like it's 1 foot out the door with him, because they're using and abusing him with the scheme, and then on the flip side, you not doing what you're supposed to do when we need you to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. Same thing with Hyatt. Like, even when he's out there, he has these flashes, but it's like, again, you're not utilizing him. What's going on here with this scheme? man, it's mind-boggling and it's frustrating as a Giants fan. However, what you were saying?
Yeah, nah, I'm with you, bro. I'm totally with you there. With this team, man. But again, outside of Neighbors, and Tyrone Tracy, I don't know if anybody else is up there.
That's it.
As far as
those are the only two
being high draftable players from a fantasy standpoint. Because Russell
now Wilson, I might tell y'all about the Giants defense.
Oh
they may get a bunch of sacks
for sure.
Of course, maybe even some fumble recoveries, interceptions. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, but from an offensive player perspective, it's over. It's this order for me: Malik Neighbors, Tyrone Tracy, and then maybe Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I'll throw in Russ in there if you are desperate for a quarterback and he's not shitting the bed. And that's like halfway through the season if you got an injury. Maybe. Outside of that,
it's a lot of other options. I would
absolutely. I would severely recommend any Giants quarterback, but I'm talking about if you are desperate.
Yeah,
and hopefully you're not
desperate.
I got some people on injury reserve. If I got quarterback, that's
what's right.
Yeah, if you desperate,
you desperate.
But we'll do one more matchup, man, and then we'll call it here for this part of the show, man. Appreciate you tapping in with us, Ghost Dog. Definitely want to get you in here for this
man.
For this part of the show. But let's go to another game that we where's it at? That we talked about here. The Rams and the Chargers. Now looking at the Rams, of course, Stetson Bennett. But again, running back situation. You got Jaquez Hunter, you got Blake Corum out there. Any of these younger wide receivers, because again, they got Adams. They still got Puka over there. Cooper Kupp's gone. But any of these young receivers you see particularly doing anything with the Rams? Because you got Stoops, you got Munfield, you got Xavier Smith right here. You see the snaps that they got, the targets.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Munfield. I think he's gonna be the guy because they have Tutu Atwell over there as well. You already said Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams.
That's right. That's what I was missing.
So this is like a fourth spot battle right here. I'm gonna go with Munfield.
So talk about the running backs though, because that is one question for the Rams right here. You got Jaquez Hunter, you got Blake Corum, who they drafted last year. Jaquez Hunter got more snaps in this particular game. And we did a lot of work, man. So some of these players that we talking about, we actually talked to. Jaquez Hunter was one of them. Got to meet him up. Watched him at the Senior Bowl. Kid's got good bursts, man. He's a good runner, man. I think he can offer the Rams something, especially running on the outside. But how you see this thing shaping out with this Rams running back situation here, Ghost, man? Or would you even bother with this Rams running back situation? I don't know.
I would consider off the strength of that Matt Stafford is hurt and they might rely on the running game. However, with Jaquez Hunter, Kyron Williams is right in front of him. Yeah. So it might be a situation where if Kyron Williams gets hurt, Jaquez Hunter is available, or if one of your guys is hurt and, it just so synchronizes where Kyron Williams isn't available and you're able to snatch him off the waivers. Yeah, something to consider, something to keep in your back pocket for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, man. Something's telling me, man, that this Rams team is gonna they're gonna run the football a little bit more than people think. Especially, man,
they're gonna have
you
to.
got an old quarterback, man. That dude,
Yo, and Giants fans was beasting for us to sell this farm for that man. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why I don't tend to listen to too many of them anymore. But Chargers now. It's the Chargers. The Chargers got some interesting prospects here. I'm a huge Omarion Hampton fan. I think he's going to be a stud in that Jim Harbaugh system. So definitely keep your eye on Hampton for sure. Lad McConkey, we already know what he can do. But outside of McConkey, I don't know. Which Quentin Johnson, man. Pat's laughing over there because we know Quentin Johnson has had his problems.
He just got knocked out too.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, got a concussion for dropping the ball. He deserved every bit of that hit. Stop dropping the ball.
Lord have mercy.
So Quentin Johnson, having his problems. So you got McConkey there. But who else could possibly step up here for the Chargers? Of course, they got Keenan Allen still, Trey Harris. Anybody you seeing as far as this receiving core? Anybody you might take a chance on the pop outside of McConkey and I guess maybe Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
He's like and he's back home. Okay, so make no mistake, he's back home. He's going to be getting the ball from the quarterback that he is used to, that he has made plays for. I get it. There are times where he's injured from here and there, but let me tell you something. He's like the AFC Mike Evans. Mm-hmm. He just does things, and he's just, he's older. However, I remember I had him a couple years ago when he was still playing for the Chargers, and he had a crazy game. Just wild game. I dominated that week. And keep an eye out for him. Absolutely. Especially with Quentin Johnson. Like, oh man, I don't know what's going on with that young man. It's just a crazy situation. However, Lad McConkey is number one. Keenan Allen will absolutely get that number 2 spot. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And as you said, Omarion Hampton, pay attention. He might make an appearance on somebody's top 10 list very soon as well. So
Omarion Hampton
will run that ball.
Yup.
Even though they got Najee Harris over there, don't get it twisted. Omarion Hampton will absolutely touch the ball. Absolutely.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Good stuff, Ghost. Good stuff. And if you want more from our resident fantasy football expert, man, you got to go check out Fantasy Foreplay with Ghost Dog and Mrs. Ghost Dog doing a thing right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Good stuff, Ghost, man. Appreciate you. We're going
yes, sir.
Hit this commercial, man. Then we're gonna be right back, man. I got another trivia question for y'all, man. We're closing in on 2 hours, about to get into hour 3, and we're gonna be taking your calls and of course previewing the week 3, final week of the preseason, man. Ready to get the preseason out the way and get into the regular season, man. But check out Fantasy Foreplay, man, with Ghost Dog.
Welcome to Fantasy Foreplay, the start of the show, where your draft begins and your knowledge will grow. His picks and her flex, we got you back for show. From quarterback to steeple, that's where we explode. All love, no lust, we the ones you can trust. Lock in your options, you know it's a must. With this week's fantasy, we'll help you adjust. Boom, up a bus, let's get ready to rush. Draft the right, don't miss the call. In the game, we got no.
All right, man. Let's hit him with another trivia. Another little trivia question here, man. And then we're gonna get into hour 3, man. But Good stuff from Ghost Dog. Appreciate that. Y'all hit that like, man. Talk to us, man. Here we go. The first Pro Football Hall of Fame game was played in 1962. Which two teams played in the inaugural Hall of Fame game, and what was the result? Very first Pro Football Hall of Fame game was played in 1962. Who was the two teams, and what was the result of that game? I do want to know from you, the crowd.
I'm gonna give a guess.
Give a guess. Give a little guess.
Between the Packers and the Colts. And the Colts won 17-14. That's my guess.
Okay. All right. So Packers and Colts. We'll see if you got it right after these messages. But again, go check out NBA Heat Check. All this is right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. We got basketball. We got football. We got baseball. We got wrestling. We got fantasy. We got every goddamn thing, man. Heat Check is one of those staples that, you know, if you're a basketball fan, you got to tune in, man. Highlights, analysis, film, breakdowns, all that good stuff.
Like they said back in the day, I'm your pusher.
I'm your pusher, man.
You're right. That's all was so dope.
We'll be back. So, the very first Pro Football Hall of Fame game played in 1962. Remember, this is the Hall of Fame game, which is in the preseason. So, you said Packers and Colts. Y'all should have known this. Y'all should have known this. It was the New York Giants.
Mm.
I slid that in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Arizona. See, it's kind of one of those, like, it was there, because we were talking about the Giants, but you thought I was going to fool you. And I still fooled you. But ended in a 21-21 tie on August 11th, 1962. So, first Hall of Fame game ended in a tie from the New York Giants and St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
When they was a football team. That's how old it was. But y'all know what we got to do now, right? Y'all know what we got to do now, man, because shit, people been getting out of goddamn pocket here lately. They really have. They really have. So we're gonna get into a little on the money or we're gonna get into on the money or out of pocket here. Right after this. Hold on. Where's it at?
You ready? I got it.
Cue it up. What you waiting on?
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket.
All right. Let's get into it, man. There you go. I got you. So, y'all know how we do on this show. We bring up a statement and we say, is it on the money or is it out of pocket? Now, my co-producer stole one of my segments because I'm going to be Dillon Gabriel situation, but we still going to bring it back full circle. So, Shedeur Sanders, apparently talking about possibly could he be traded. Now, again, you gotta remember, he got an injury, right? You got a couple guys ahead of you on the depth chart, according to the Cleveland Browns and their organization. Not a Browns fan, but he's fourth. So I'm gonna do a double whammy here. I'm gonna say him being traded is actually on the money, or him moving on is on the money. But I'm unpopular opinion sports, and I got one for you today. What if the Browns don't have a lot of investment in Shedeur Sanders, decide to cut him or release him, and he go to Jacksonville with his buddy Travis Hunter? Because you see, things ain't so rosy over there, and I'm gonna get into that too. I'm leading up to a lot here. Things ain't so rosy over there in Jacksonville with T-Law. So that's the unpopular one for you. But let's bring it back. Shedeur Sanders, will he be traded, or I should say released, before week 1? On the money or out of pocket? Let's go.
This is way out of pocket. Like they said on the intro, man, this is out of pocket. Way out of pocket. Like, that dude has been basically your best quarterback this whole offseason. Let's keep it a buck. When Dillon Gabriel got his chance to shine, when quote-unquote Shedeur Sanders got an oblique injury, they put in Dillon Gabriel, and he went in there and he got you 2 turnovers, a pick 6 and a fumble. When Shedeur Sanders played, he got you 2 touchdown drives with a bevy of throws. And yes, he had the one play on 4th and 2. Remember, down a distance matters. On 4th and 2, he spun out the pocket, and he looked like he did at Colorado sometimes, trying to get away, trying to make a play. But it's 4th and 2. It's a do or die situation. So I don't understand why you would be mad at him spinning out twice to try to make a throw, and it was incomplete. But other than that, he played doggone well, like really well. So if you get rid of Shedeur Sanders, you better have something good in return. But that was very interesting. If they do decide to move on from him and they give him to Jacksonville and he's back with Travis Hunter, yeah, Prince Charmer gonna have a problem on his hand. But this is out of pocket. Way out of pocket.
I think it's an interesting situation to monitor, because this whole thing, you got to understand, they don't got a lot of invested in Shedeur Sanders. And to be honest with you, the way the Sanders are, they might rather be free agents where they can pick and choose where they go than be stuck in Cleveland. In this raggedy situation right here with this team. No, they ain't going nowhere. But you put Shedeur Sanders back over there in Jacksonville with Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas and what they got going on over there, I like that better than what Trevor Lawrence shows you. It's my unpopular opinion. I have a right to have it, y'all. Don't kill me. Let's get into it, man. Put your comments in the chat. Is this on the money or out of pocket? Shedeur Sanders to be traded before week 1. Or maybe not even traded. Maybe they just cut him. You know, let's see. But speaking of, look, see what I did there? Trade rumors, man. This is from this website, TOI. These are websites, pulled it up because this is on the money or out of pocket. So if I see something out of pocket, I'm going to snatch it. Trade rumors, Steelers, could they be in the market for Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, wow.
If they move on from Aaron Rodgers. Because Pittsburgh is one of those teams that would prefer a veteran quarterback. And I think they might prefer maybe a Trevor Lawrence type of quarterback. I don't know. If you look at it real quick though, could it happen? Is it on the money or out of pocket? If this is Aaron Rodgers' last season, right? He said it. What do the Steelers do at quarterback? Do you think they're going to be in position to draft one high? Or do they go the veteran route again, especially if they have any type of success this year? You see what I mean? And they've had success with veteran quarterbacks. Russell Wilson took them to the playoffs. Mike Tomlin can seemingly work with anybody over there. Is this something that's lining up? Given what I just told y'all about the Shedeur situation, it could be a flip-flop. You could see Trevor Lawrence in in Pittsburgh. You might see Shedeur in Jacksonville. And you're going to see that man on the screen, Aaron Rodgers, on the goddamn couch. Sick of him. Get him out of here. But on the money, out of pocket.
Owner is why I would say on the money with this one because that seems like a Pittsburgh move. They do not like drafting quarterbacks unless they are absolutely in position to do so, like when they did with Ben Roethlisberger. But most of the time, they're doing veteran quarterbacks, and Trevor Lawrence will be available after this season if the Jaguars don't do anything. So I can actually see them doing this. Real talk. I can literally see them doing this. And that's a Pittsburgh Steelers move. So I'm going to say on the money. It's just the money. That's the out-of-pocket thing. $275 million for Trevor Lawrence, man. That seems a horrible deal right now.
Bro.
But I can't see the Steelers doing that because they always in the 16 to 20-something range in the draft, and they just get veteran quarterbacks that keep the train moving. Only way I see them getting a rookie quarterback if everything falls off the rails, and you know they're going to get rid of Mike Tomlin if that happens. And they just move forward with a quarterback. But if they're still Mike Tomlin Steelers and find a way to sneak into the playoffs, I could definitely see Trevor Lawrence coming over there.
That would be crazy though. Yo, bruh. Trevor Lawrence has flopped majorly.
Majorly, bro.
A lot of people don't talk about it enough. They actually playing right now, but it's been a difficult time over there in Jacksonville for the number 1 overall pick that everybody deemed as generational. Can't miss Trevor Lawrence. Next great thing. I can pull up the information that was said during that time, because people, they have short-term memory, right? So I could definitely see that from the Jaguar standpoint, because remember, they traded up to get Travis Hunter. You know, if Travis Hunter gets to a point where, especially if Shedeur goes there, the writing's on the wall for T-Law at that point.
And speaking of T-Law,
I think it's on the money. Yeah, so. I think it's on the money. Exactly. I think this one is on the money, bro. Chat, y'all talk to me. But on the money or out of pocket? Let's keep it rolling, man. Got one more for y'all. This one, y'all gonna like this one.
A lot of different things during the game. There's a lot of different things during the game. There's pancake. I got a little pocket pancake right here that I
pocket pancake.
They're wonderful. You want some?
Oh wow!
And she ate it. She ate the pancake that came out of his pocket. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? This one got to be out of pocket because it literally came out of his pocket and Shorty ate it. Let me play this for y'all again.
A lot of different things during the game. There's pancake. I got a little pocket pancake right here that I munch on.
Okay, he took a bite.
They're wonderful. You want some?
Oh, those are delicious. Pizza, bagels. What else do you keep in your pocket?
Whatever fits.
Yo! I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm gonna make this shit fun.
Oh!
Like yo, bro.
A lot of different things during the game. There's pancake. I got a little pocket pancake right here that I munch on. They're wonderful. You want some?
Oh, those are delicious. Pizza, bagels. What else do you keep in your pocket?
Whatever fits.
Yo, this is way out of pocket, y'all. This is
out of pocket.
Yo, I ain't never, bruh.
What the hell is going on out there? Y'all eating pocket pancakes out there?
Pancakes.
This man been sitting down and
in the dugout, farting and all types of shit.
Living shit all on
him. Here, want a bite?
Yo, what are y'all doing out there? First and foremost, you had no syrup for the pancake.
None.
Y'all
bro.
eating dry pocket pancakes out here now?
Oh my god.
That's what's hot in the streets.
That is what's hot in the streets. Yeah, bro.
Where did you find this? There's nowhere in that woman's contract where they say she's supposed to be eating no pocket pancakes, man.
She just did it. That's what I'm saying. Like he threw it in her face. So it was one of two things, right? She was starving at that point. Like she was hungry as hell. Like she was like, fuck it, yo. I ain't ate nothing all fucking day. Or she was just like, she ain't want to. But nah, you getting embarrassed, bro. I'm flicking that shit out your hand. Like I'm pushing you. Like yo, I'm sorry. I'm not being courtesy here. Like felt like she was trying to be courteous, but like hell nah, you pulled it out your back pocket, bro.
It did it like how Jack Black did when he smacked that corn out of homeboys. Look at that corn out my face.
Hell.
Yo, that is a classic. I don't know where you got that one from, bro. That is out of pocket.
It's happening
he is
in a real
smiling
game
the whole time.
Yeah, this is the I believe that's the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, that's the Brewers. You got a whole game going on. You get an interview with the manager. He brings out a pancake out of his pocket. to say, bro.
Yeah.
That interview would have ended right to say,
Done. Yo.
God dang you. Pocket pancakes, man. If you don't go throw that in damn trash and quit playing around, why your brain fried as hell, but they were high as I don't know.
Yo. Something.
Pocket pancakes?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate out of pocket.
That's why this is on the money or out of pocket, man. But yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate y'all.
That.
Look, it's, bro. I couldn't believe it either.
Hey, listen,
I could not believe it.
If I'm the manager, I'm getting a number after that. If you would eat a pancake out of my pocket,
you would do anything,
right? I'm getting a number.
You would do absolutely anything. Man. But go check out our man Shakes from with SME, that is Shakes Montana Entertainment, man. Go check out the boy Shakes, man. Newest member of the Aboriginal Sports Network. Got mad content, man. All this brother want to do is make content, man. So check him out, man.
He's a monster changer, right? He's a franchise quarterback.
All right, so for this portion of the show, man, I'm gonna drop the link. We're gonna read some comments and see if y'all want to call in and rap on what we talked about so far. This is the practice squad call-ups. Call them up. Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? Yeah, it's that time, bro. It is that time. Links going in the chat. Be sure to hit your camera before you join the stream, otherwise you will not be able to get through. But yeah, so far, bro, how you think we doing, man? How you liking the show?
Man, I'm loving the show, man. Loving the show. It's action packed. We got people eating pocket pancakes. And this show is crazy, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. But we're gonna also get into a little week 3 action while we take your calls. We'll be talking about the upcoming week 3 games. So, Pat, what are you looking forward to coming up here as the final preseason week is upon us, bro? It is almost time for the NFL season, man, and we are just getting warmed up. We are in our preseason mode over here on the on the ABSN network. So what are you looking forward to, man? Coming up here, preseason week 3. What you got, bro? Of course, we got a couple matchups. We got Giants and the Patriots. You got the Steelers and the Panthers. You got the Eagles, Jets, Titans, and the Minnesota Vikings. Well, hell, let me just pull it up on the screen.
I got it pulled up now.
Okay. So, what matchups are you most looking forward to, man? Of course. Yeah, man. What you got, bro?
One of the matchups I'm looking forward to while we're waiting for a practice squad call up is the Titans Vikings. Is JJ McCarthy and Cam Ward going to play in that game? Because JJ McCarthy needs some work, man. he needs some work, man. I'm kind of worried about the Vikings going into the season with JJ when it comes to pressure situations. Is he going to have that same savvy Sam Darnold had for him last year? I'm worried about JJ McCarthy, but I'm not worried about Kevin O'Connell. So Kevin O'Connell has gotten a lot of quarterbacks to play their best versions of themselves. But I'm a little worried about JJ McCarthy out there. Can he lead this Vikings team who have Super Bowl aspirations? They do. And that defense is going to have to show up just like they did last season, because that defense was amazing last season. And Cam Ward, I just want to see what he does heading into the regular season as the number one quarterback. Will they give him a little bit of work in his third preseason game to get him ready, get him acclimated, getting ready to go into the season? We'll see. But those two quarterbacks I want to see in that Vikings-Titans game for sure.
Yeah. I want to see, to be honest with you, I want to see more of the young quarterbacks. You know, I want to see Dart versus this Patriots team. As you mentioned, Cam Ward, and let's get a little bit better of a look for guys like Tyler Shuck in New Orleans. He's going to be out there playing. Jalen Milroe, we'll see if he gets any snaps over there in Seattle. Definitely want to look at some of these guys too as well, because some of these guys, they might be thrust out to play right away. I think Dart, Gabriel, Sanders, they may have a little of a grace period. Milroe, you know, but Cam Ward and Tyler Shuck, they're going right out there. Sink, swim, kid. So, got to get them ready. Got to get them prepped up. I'm definitely looking for that. I mean, I like what some of these young running backs is doing, bro. I'm not going to hold you. Ashton Genty, looking the part, of course. Marion Hampton. We talked about Jaquez Hunter, Ali Gordon, the third. So definitely want to see more from some of the younger running backs, some of the young receivers. But what you want the most, if you any team, what you want to see in the last preseason game is everyone to come out of there intact and not hurt. Because that is the worst time to get an injury in the last preseason game going into the season. Now you might get put on PUP or something like, on IR for the first 4 games or whatever it is, whatever rule is, whatever. Yeah, don't get hurt. So that being said, I wouldn't put anybody out there that I think is going to be a key contributor as far as a starter is concerned. You know, now, what is your thought on that? What would the approach for this final preseason game? Some teams don't play their starters at all or very little. You know, the Giants did that in the past. This year they putting them out there. Thank goodness, because they always start slow. But what's your thoughts on playing the starters in the final preseason game? And that's just for any team. It's the NFL on ABSN.
Well, if my team culture is already built and they know what to do, I'm not playing any of my starters in the last preseason game because we're already set. We know what to do. We've gotten our work in the first 2 preseason games. Hey, y'all take a rest because I need to see what these backups are going to do. I got to see if some of my third stringers are better than some of my second stringers. And I got to see if some of the guys that I didn't even think gonna make the team are better than some of the third stringers that I have on this team. So I got to get those guys some extensive work. Now, if I'm somebody like the Bears with Caleb Williams, I got to get Caleb Williams some snaps, man. Like JJ McCarthy, I got to get him some snaps, man. I got to see what's going on. Michael Penix Jr. with the Falcons, get him a couple of snaps. This will be his first season starting, you know. But if I'm a team like the Eagles or the Chiefs or the Bills or the Ravens. Nah, you're not touching that field. I can't be having Lamar Jackson getting hurt for the season and lose Lamar Jackson in the preseason and ruin our whole season. No, that's not going to happen. People like the Chargers, Herbert and them don't need no snaps, but those guys, those teams that need those snaps, like, I'll be honest with you, if I'm the Giants, I put Russ in there for another series in the third preseason game. Give him a series. Then I let Jackson Dart play the rest of the first half, and then I let Jameis Winston play the second half. Maybe get Tommy DeVito in there for maybe 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Pretty much keep doing it like you've been doing. But yeah, teams like the Bears, the Vikings, I gotta see something out of Caleb Williams. I'm worried about those NFC North quarterbacks, man.
I tell you what the when we did the preview, I told you, I said the downfall to this division is going to be those quarterbacks. I think the most solid situation is Jared Goff and the Lions. I think everybody else is like, I don't even trust that fully 100% because he flopped in the playoffs. So it's kind of like, yeah, I think that's going to hold them teams back. All of them, even the Packers. The Jordan Love situation, with him being banged up and streaky.
And he's a turnover.
He's streaky. Yeah. Caleb Williams don't seem to be making any noise or progressing over there. And JJ McCarthy
cost people some jobs over there with Chicago.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. And I think Ryan Poles has been doing one hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
But if that dude flops the way that it's feeling like he's finna flop, they might get Ryan Poles up out of there. You want to have some real conversations right here on the NFL ABSN, they might get him up out of there. Because Caleb Williams is not supposed to flop.
Poles, would you like to be the general manager of the New York Giants? I mean, bro, Ryan Poles has done as good as a job as anybody that was hired in that little cycle. I think it was him, Shane, and
the guy that went to the Commanders,
Peters.
Yeah, Peters.
I think he
the
came
top
a
three
year.
candidates.
I think he came. Yeah, he came, but he came to Washington. I think a couple years after.
No,
Poles got hired.
They all went the same year. Remember, they was all up for candidates for the Giants job. It was Joe Shane.
Yeah,
Peters.
but Adam Peters stayed in San Francisco. I think he got hired by Washington the following season. But
yeah,
nevertheless, though, those are the three guys, and I think Poles is doing better than all of them from a putting a roster standpoint together. Bears roster good as the quarterback. I was like,
yeah. They got to get him to buy in, man. It's something there with that kid. I didn't like him coming out of college. It's just something about him, man. And I'm not saying he's a bad player because he has talent. It's just something about him as a leader, bro. I don't get it. Like it's something that's not there when the chips are down, when you need to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. He's one of those talented individuals that I just don't think he's a good leader. And that can hurt some teams.
That can hurt some teams. Real quick, we just talked about the Jaguars. Talked a little bit about the Saints Jaguars game. Preseason game is going on right now. Tyler Shuck, bro. That's another situation here. What's going to happen over there in New Orleans? Is this kid going to have to go in there and try to save the Saints?
I think the Saints go march into the number one pick. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that team is going to be bad. They may surprise a couple of teams, but I think they get maybe 3 to 4 wins because they bet not get 5 and not get the number one pick because that would suck for them. But I just don't see that team beating many teams this season, bro. I just don't see them. No way, no how.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Saints gonna have to run the football. Saints gonna have to protect that kid, Shuck. But I'm with you, bro. I think they get they butts whipped. It's tough, bro. It is tough, man. Because look, you in a division that's not really that good. It's like if you had something, like a little something there to work with, you might be all right. But they got Shuck. They got this kid, Rattler, the Rattler.
Yeah, Spencer, the little
You know what I'm
Riddler.
saying? Yeah, the Riddler, the Rattler, Shuck, and then I don't even know. Derek Carr retired. Who else they got, bro? It's a bad situation, man. Like, we over here sometimes get knocked for like not being, or maybe not giving the quarterback enough credit, but I'm telling you right now, they got a quarterback problem, and you got to have something there. You can't just trot out, a stick figure and just hey, go out there. You don't mess the game up. Nah, he got to make plays. Not only is he a rookie, but he was probably the 5th best, if you want to say that, in that class. If that's being nice, that's being nice,
real nice.
So,
you took him high in the 2nd round.
Yeah,
and he's coming off 2 major knee
took him
injuries.
over Shedeur Sanders. Like, if any team needed that pick, it
was them.
You took him over Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland got both of them.
Shoot, and my boy from Alabama,
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah,
you took him.
It's set up for them to go get a certain quarterback. We talked about that over a year ago, and that whole plans look like it's coming to form. But as we speaking about them, they're losing now. So
right on cue.
Right on cue, man. Trevor Lawrence actually went 8 for 10, 76 yards, 1 touchdown.
He's doing all right.
He had 1 fumble loss because the score should be 14-0. But Parker Washington and Britton Strange leading them with 2 receptions apiece. I like both those players for the Jaguars. See if Travis Hunter is getting any work out there. Doesn't seem like he's done anything so far. But that New Orleans Saints team, man, it's going to be hard for them to get some victories. And for the good of players Alvin Kamara is, I don't think he's ever had a season with over 1,000 rushing yards. That's weird. I don't think he's ever had a season over 1,000 rushing yards. I can check. Watch. I'm telling you.
He had to have 1,000 yards rushing this season before. Because I know one year he was like, didn't he have like close to 2,000 all-purpose yards one year?
He had a lot of receiving yards that year. I'm about to check his stats now.
I know one year he had. I don't think it was like every year, but I know he had one year he had 1,000. I know it.
I got it pulled up right here. He came in the league in 2017. He has never had 1,000-yard rushing season. 728, 883, 797, 932, 898, 897, 694, 950. He's never had 1,000-yard season. He's always had a bunch of receiving yards. You see what I'm saying? He's always had like 80 catches or more in the beginning of his career. He had 826 yards receiving, 709 yards receiving.
He was close though. Damn, that's he was pretty close.
Never had 1,000-yard receiving or running rushing
50 in one season. That's
a trivia question for your ass. You would think that Alvin Kamara has had multiple 1,000-yard rushing. He's never had one.
That is wild. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. Well, so they got two problems over there in New I guess. Because you're going to have to be able to run the football, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're going to have to be able to run the football. And this guy ain't got 1,000 yards, man.
He's always had a bunch of combined yards because they use him so much in the passing game.
But they had quarterback play. Now you don't have that. So now he's going to have to grind and get yards on the ground, and I don't think he's ready for that shit.
I think he's going to have like 600 some yards rushing, bro, because he's never had to do that.
That's what I'm saying. If that's the case, it's going to be hard for him to be a real bell cow back, as they say. It's not his game. Yeah, the Saints is in trouble, bro. Like we talked about it a lot in that preview, but I mean, what do you think about this Miller kid? They got Cam Akers over there too. Well, whatever
that dude always hurt.
That's what I'm saying, for whatever that's worth. But what do you think about Keandre Miller?
From TCU, he's definitely could be a bruising back.
He's
He's
gonna
the primary backup. Yep, he can be a bruising running back. He could definitely give them a different element when he comes into the game for sure. So I like Keandre Miller. They're gonna have to use him a lot more. I just don't see it with this Saints team, man. And then you got to play the Falcons, you got to play the Buccaneers, and I think the Panthers are a level above you. So they might be able to sneak one against the Panthers, or if somebody slips up against them in that division, they always seem to do it. And it always seems to be the Falcons too that do it. Lose to them when they ain't supposed to. Even when they had Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and them, they always would lose to the Saints for no reason at all. But I don't see it with the Saints team, man. I think they're gonna look like how we did last year. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah. Woo. But the other two games this season, this week, we could talk about those for a little bit as we get close to the end of this show. Buffalo and Chicago. We talked a lot. We talked a little bit about Chicago and Caleb Williams. Of course, you got Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, but I think Buffalo is going to be. I don't think they. You know what I'm saying? Not the question for Buffalo is going to be, when you get to the playoffs, can you break through? I don't think there's too many questions with the Bills during the regular season, unless they have some type of injury or something like that. I think you're gonna get the Buffalo Bills that you normally get. But with this Bears team, bro, it's scary, man. It's scary because they got so much talent, man. And they are in a division with shaky quarterback play. So if your number one overall pick can show you something, you should be able to compete in that division. They got Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden III. You got Colston Loveland, who you just drafted, Cole Kmet. You got DeAndre Smith, Roshan Johnson, Cal Monunga just got drafted. You got Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett on defense, Edwards and Edmonds, the Tremaine, the TJ. You got pieces, a lot of talent, but it's all on that kid, man. It's all on that kid. Now, against a Bills team, I don't know if Buffalo gonna play their defense or if they plan on playing any of their starters in this game, but it's an opportunity for Caleb Williams to come out there and get ready for the season, man. Have a couple of good drives. Get some rhythm with your receivers. Get some rhythm within your offense. Because if the Bears, like I said, if they can get something from this kid, I think they can compete in this division. It's not no slam dunk. Yes, Detroit is tough, and they are probably the favorites, but they can be beat. You know, and they have some question marks too, particularly with the coordinators moving on to head coaching jobs. We'll see how Dan Campbell handles that. It's his first real test as a head coach, to be honest with you.
True.
But I think this Bears team has a shot, man. Ain't nobody scared of the Packers, the Vikings. They got a shaky quarterback situation too. So this is the expectation when you're drafted number 1 overall. This is why I talk a lot about Caleb Williams. Why everybody talked about him leading up to the draft, gave me, you, and everybody else, you know, crap. Now I want to keep the focus here. This is a number 1 overall pick. Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence. You got these number 1 overall picks in these spots, and they're underperforming. And I want to know why. Because I was told they were generational talents. People told me I didn't know football. They told me I didn't know anything about quarterbacks. And they still saying it. So I'm saying to y'all, what is the problem with Trevor Lawrence and particularly Caleb Williams? Because you can't say it's a talent issue. He got the head coach he want. They went and got the guy from Detroit. It's to develop him or whatever. We'll see how the season plays out. Numbers-wise, it didn't look bad. Numbers-wise. But we all know that ain't it. We watching the game with our eyes.
Facts. The numbers can be inflated, you know, garbage yards at the end of games and things of such. I just think it's a brain thing. It's a mind thing with these guys. The physical standpoint, they're there. You know, Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams have amazing arm talent and skill levels, can run, scramble. It's the brain, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's something that's in them. They got an ism somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got a conversation we have off streams, but he got an ism somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
And it makes them do one of those ings out there, losing, crying. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, man. It's just hard to explain because I can't say he's a bum. I can't say he's trash. Even though it's getting to that point with Trevor Lawrence, you can get to start saying he's a bum here soon. But Caleb Williams, I just don't see it. Like when it comes to just winning, I just never seen it. It was like that at USC. Yeah, they could beat up on the dumb teams that allow them to beat up on them. But when it came to playing those good teams with those good defenses, lost. Why do you think you never made it to the college playoff? That means something. You were the number 1 ranked prospect in college for 3 years, and you never made it to a college playoff? You see what I'm saying? Like, now it's just weird, bro.
Now check this out, though. First year head coach, right? Ben Johnson. This is the expectation for him to come in and get this kid going. Now, a first year head coach, you know, young quarterback. You see these things a lot in the NFL. I just don't think it's no excuses for these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's no excuses for these dudes. Like, what is the problem?
Listen.
You got a decent defense. You got a piece on offensive line. You got receivers. Is the team perfect? No. But they got talent. We talked about a New York Giants team that was breath of talent, according to most analysts or whatever case have you. And guess what? They start to get talent. You start to see things come together a little more. Boom, drop quarterback in there. Now people expect the Giants to take off. Why can't the Bears take off with the number 1 overall pick?
And you had receivers, you had tight ends.
You got everything. You had this before the Giants. The Giants just getting their shit together. Y'all, Ryan Poles been cooking for y'all since he got there.
You got look at it, man. Revamped offensive line. They've revamped the offensive line twice since he's been there. You got Swift at the running back. You got 2 good tight ends. They just brought in Colston Loveland. You got a running game. You got DJ Moore. You got Romo Dunze. They drafted you Luther Burden. The defense is playing well. The defense actually won you a lot of games last year in the beginning of the season, to keep it a buck. The Titans literally gave you the game. I've been saying it, man, since they drafted the kid. I told everybody Jaden Daniels was the number 1 quarterback in that draft, and I would have took Bo Nix and Penix over Caleb Williams. And I had him and Drake May on the same level. And it looks like Drake May might actually surpass him. He might be the worst quarterback out of that top draft class between him and JJ McCarthy. And if that happens, I think Ryan Poles is going to get a raw deal.
Man,
I'm telling you. I think he's going to get a raw deal, and they're going to get rid of him.
And you know what though? That class is highlighted by Jaden Daniels. But let's not get it twisted. If the Bears take Jaden Daniels,
I think they're a playoff team last year.
Had the first overall pick. So one part we say Ryan Poles did his job or is doing his job, but then the second part of it is like, okay, you may have whiffed on the number 1 overall pick, but again, was that Ryan Poles' fault, or was it you have to take Caleb Williams? See what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? Because ownership plays a part in that too. You see what I'm saying? Maybe ownership, they're like fans basically, and they're hearing Caleb Williams. Me personally, I would have got fired. I would have took Jaden Daniels. I don't care what my owner was talking about. And if you fire me for that, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Give me my money.
Bro, we all broke this down with the film and everything, bro. Yeah. We broke this down. Miz in the chat. Miz even said it. I give you credit for that. We all knew Caleb Williams wasn't the best quarterback in this fucking draft. When was Chicago being told that they had him over? Oh, because the media? Come on. The media gets you fired, right? You listen to the media. We seen Jaden Daniels was better. We seen Penix was better, clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was on Bo Nix. Give you credit for that.
Yeah, I said Bo Nix was
so better. I mean, that's 3 that was better than the overall number 1 pick that people were saying that when he was coming out of college. When he was coming out of college, they were saying that there's some issues with this kid's personality. People say, "Oh, leave him alone because he want to cry and all that." No,
Go ahead.
You're going into a business in the NFL with grown men, right? You're going into a business with grown men who are out there trying to earn a living. These grown dudes, you can't come in there into an NFL locker room and a team looking for you to be the leader of the team because you're the quarterback and you have that type of baby mentality. You showed the clips with him throwing his arms up and all this. He has a baby-like mentality. You can't be a leader with a baby-like mentality. I don't care how talented you are. That's why I knew he wasn't gonna work in New York.
I was just getting ready to say that. Could you imagine him in New York, bro? I was telling people, man, that dude is off kilter, man. And you want to know why I said that he was the 5th? Out of those 6 quarterbacks, it was between him and Drake May. It's because Bo Nix and Penix was in the same conference as him. And they played way better in that conference than he did. Keep it a buck. They both got to the college playoff, and Penix got to the championship game. But for some reason, the media had him so far above everybody else. Jaden Daniels over there in LSU almost got into the college playoff. The only thing I was worried about Jaden Daniels is him getting hit. That was the only thing I was worried about him. If he don't get hit, I knew he was going to be good. But I didn't understand it. Everybody was killing Bo Nix because of what he went through at Auburn. And when you looked at his tape at Auburn, it really wasn't that bad. And then you went to Oregon, and they said he ain't got no arm. I said, y'all don't see him throwing all these deep passes? Oh, he can only throw the screen pass all day. I said, okay. I said, I bet you'll win before Caleb Williams. And yeah, he went to the playoffs before Caleb Williams, didn't he? In a tough division. AFC West ain't no joke.
Yeah.
But I just see it, man.
And you know what else too? Man. It's situation. It's situational. I think the kid was put in a good situation, but they got the coach up out of there after the first season. So I mean, that doesn't do your quarterback any favors. Now you're going to a new system. But it's situations. I've always been the one to say situation. I always say take the talent. Talent got to match situations. Bo Nix went to the perfect situation with Sean Payton with a quarterback whisperer, as they say, in a system where, hey, you're not going to have to be the man. That team had talent. You know what I'm saying? They helped Bo Nix come along. Mm-hmm. You know? The Bears, I think a lot of people wanted this kid, or maybe it was in his mind that he had to go out there and be a superstar right away. You see, it's a different situation. Now you putting pressure, getting in his head. He already emotional and got some, you know, kind of,
I'm gonna say this to
like
you,
that.
NYG. Mm-hmm. And it's what Miz was talking about. Yes, Chicago is a tough city, no doubt about it. But their fan bases are way different. Chicago's fan base will get behind you. I promise you. They got behind Rex Grossman. They got behind people like Shane McMahon. Not McMahon. Shane Matthews. Or Jim McMahon. I'm sorry. I'm got wrestling. Yeah. Jim McMahon. Jim Miller. They actually were supporting Cordell Stewart when he got there. It's a difference between their New York and Chicago. They're both tough cities and they're both crazy when it comes to real life situations. But the fan base of Chicago will literally get behind that team regardless of what's going on if they feel like you're somebody good. You know how bad you got to be in Chicago at the quarterback position for them to not be behind you? They've never had a 4,000-yard passer in their entire existence. They haven't had one 4,000-yard passer. That's like the Alvin Kamara information that I had on the top of my head. They've never had one 4,000-yard passer, but they've been behind Jay Cutler, Rex Grossman, Cordell Stewart, Jim Miller, Shane Matthews, Jim McMahon. Like, they've been behind their quarterbacks, and they're actually behind Caleb Williams. He's going to have to show them. Yep.
It just feels, man. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna start to wrap it up here. Yeah, man. Caleb Caleb Williams got to get it together, and it's a couple of intriguing teams to watch in this NFL season. The Bears are definitely one for what we just talked about. There is teams in the NFL that I consider to be mid almost every year. I talked about the Dolphins, right? The Arizona Cardinals. I think the Arizona Cardinals got talent, but it's like they're going to lose just enough games to miss the playoffs every year.
Yep,
be like 7, 8 wins every single season.
Yep.
That is a team to keep an eye on as well. These are two teams in their respective divisions that can make they're not bad teams. I think they're particularly great teams, but they're not bad teams. I'm looking in those spots for improvement because what you teams, it's not going to be the same teams in the playoffs every single year, from last year to this year to last year. So you look at teams that could kind of make a come up, sleeper teams, so to speak. The Tennessee Titans, I like. The Carolina Panthers, I like as well. So I'm gonna be paying attention to those two teams real closely in this last week of this preseason. Be mindful of the waiver wire as well, because it's
gonna be serious this year.
People leaving, after teams release players, other players will be getting picked up, and just watch, like I said, the young players. That's really what I'm looking for. The waiver wire. If there's any major injuries, especially from a fantasy standpoint, and guys, I'm gonna get that fantasy draft scheduled today. I'll be sending out those links right after I get done here. Got some more work to do. We work over here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, but also the injuries, the storylines, and watch these young players. These young players that are gonna be the next quarterbacks, running backs, top receivers. As you see, some of these older guys will start to fade out of the league. Always watch the young guys, especially from a fantasy standpoint, like me and Ghost was talking about earlier, because you don't know who's going to pop. You might have a guy up under, sitting right there. Pick him up. He might get you a fantasy championship.
Yep.
I hit with Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, you did last year. He actually saved you a little bit. You got you started on that run where you made it into the playoffs. Me and you was in the same situation, and I just kept getting stoned. Tracy turned that around for you.
Yeah, you got to watch it. But see what nobody think about them. Giants, they going to stink. They don't got Saquon Barkley, whatever. See, that's stuff you got to watch for. But I got one last little question for y'all before we wrap up. So we're gonna do this one more time, man. A last little fantasy trivia question for you, man. Then we're gonna finish up the show, man. This has been dope. NFL on ABSN. All right, man. Last one, man. I love trivia. I love stuff like this, man. I don't know why. NFL ran an international preseason series from 86 to 2005 that sent teams to foreign stadiums: Tokyo, London, Mexico City, Berlin, etc. What was the name of that series? Let's see if anybody knows the answer to this one. NFL ran an international preseason series. Remember, they used to do this. They used to take the games in the preseason and move them around. I remember
They
that.
started doing the regular season game.
Yeah, they started doing it in the regular season because it's obviously gonna make more money. But they started with the preseason.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
Anybody know the name of that series?
That's a good question. Damn, you done got me 3 times. Yeah, I don't know the name of that series. I forgot it, but I know they used to do it.
The answer is, it is the American Bowl. The
What?
American Bowl. Yeah, that's what it was called. The American Bowl. I don't know. Weird. I looked it up though. It's international preseason exhibition games called the American Bowl, where you go into other foreign cities. Makes no sense, but that's where we come up with things like that consistently.
No
man.
creativity in that.
At all. The American Bowl. Wow, there you have it, folks. Like it or love it. Love it or leave it. Like real.
No wonder I didn't remember.
Real talk, man. But yeah, that's been our fantasy portion for y'all, man. But how you think we did, man? Any last thoughts, man, before we get out of here?
This has been a great show, man. Great show. Can't wait to, start the regular season, man. This is the prelim to the regular season. This was our preseason game here, right here on NFL ABSN. Look for this show every Sunday morning before we get to the games. Before we get to our game of the week, be on lookout for that. The game of the week call for us. Look out for the NFL ABSN post game show as well. We'll be doing a post game show for you, doing some highlights, having some big pass game plan, having some trivia, some on the money, out of pocket. Dang, we got a lot. Fantasy, game previews, game reviews, game post game, pre-game. Man, we got a lot for you guys coming up this NFL season.
For the NFL, for NFL content. One-stop shop. Right here on the ABSN network. We preview all the games, all the teams. And yeah, man, we're expanding. I'm excited for this season. Not really excited for my teams, but I'm definitely excited for the season as a whole and what we're doing here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good shit, man. You already know what it is, man. I'm gonna let you take us out, Pat, man. Do your thing, bro. We up out of here.
Hey, man, this has been the NFL on ABSN right here Sunday morning, starting at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, up until the games get started at whatever time you're at. Either it's 1 o'clock Eastern or 12 o'clock my time. We got you covered, man. If you want to see what game plans people should use to beat the other team, what game plans coaches need to do, check in the Big Pass game plan, man. Hey, look for fantasy stats. Check out Ghost Dogs Fantasy right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network on the NFL ABSN. We got on the money at Outta Pocket. We got people eating pocket pancakes. This show is needed. That is way out of pocket. That is ridiculous. And we got interactive trivia for you. Hey, NYG got me 3 times today. Hey, I actually threw some trivia in there for you as well.
Yep.
You don't know. The Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passing quarterback, and Alvin Kamara has never ran 4,000 yards. That's some trivia for you. We got laughter, we got highlights, we got insight, we got stats, we got film, we got everything right here on the NFL ABSN every Sunday morning at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, man. Tune in. We got the vibe for you. That's all I got to say, man.
All right, man. Hit the outro. Take us out, bro.
Let's go.
We up out of here.
Peace.
Peace.